I'm a couch. Welcome back to Speedrun Colosseum. We have just raised $14,339. Hi, I'm the space awkwardly between Zem and Joey Baby. Welcome back to Speedrun Colosseum. We've just raised $14,339 for direct relief. Coming up next, we've got Ratchet and Clank 2, all of the things, max percent. What's up? I'm spikevegeta. Welcome back to Speedrun Colosseum. We've raised $14,339 for direct relief. I am joined by the one and only Zemi Poo that you just heard. You heard his pipes clicking, and now you're going to hear his fingers are clicking. I don't know, they both click. I don't know why your pipes click. It is what it is. We're rolling. It's stream of conscious right now. That was a great performance by the one and only Jackson parody.
Yeah,
but now,
good for Jackson. That was awesome.
Miss Jackson, I am for real. That was it.
You're all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jackson. We have got Zem doing one of my favorite series across all of speedrunning. The Ratchet and Clank series consistently across all of his games. It's like the Sonic series. They're all good. And Zem's going to be here showing off which one you got today for us, buddy.
Yeah, so today we're going to be doing Ratchet and Clank 2. Also known as Going Commando, depending on where you're from in the world.
No doubt.
We're doing the max percent category, and to kind of explain this, just to get the explanation out of the way immediately, max percent means PlayStation 3 100%. Now, there is a difference between PS3 and PS2. The PS3 version is faster and, in general, is really cool. So we're going to be explaining some of this stuff. I'm kind of the only person who knows the tech around these parts.
You're going to be the only one.
So I'm going to try to do my best to explain it to people who may not be super aware of what's going on in these games. There is a lot of really complicated tech, so I'll do what I can to just kind of reiterate certain points. And I've also asked the guys here if there's anything, because to me this is all normal. I've done this so many times. But to anybody else, there may be some stuff that I'm just like, oh yeah, like this is, you know, here we just go through this wall and do all this. They're going to point it out.
Why can you do that?
Yeah.
It's a 3-hour run. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Twice or 100.
So at this point, there's really not a whole lot to say. We're just going to get into it. So I'm going to load the file. And technically, I mean, I don't think we really, is there even a timer on the screen? I don't think so.
No.
So
That's
normally,
not what we do in the retirement home.
Normally, the timer would begin as you, like, as this load screen fades into you gaining control of Ratchet. It's called SDA timing. We don't need to get into the whole history of it, but essentially, yeah, it's like first input, last input is how we do it. So this is the first planet. There's really not a whole lot going on here, although there is one little skip right here. We got this little one right here. Skip that little, skip that staircase.
There's not a whole lot going on.
Not a whole lot.
3 seconds in, there's a skip.
Yeah, but that's kind of like the only real like major skip of this level. The way it kind of works at the beginning, you're given 2 weapons for free. It's kind of the motif of Ratchet games. You get 1 or 2 weapons for free, and then the rest you have to buy. Now, normally when you play this game casually, like most people, what they do is they buy whatever weapon suits their fancy, and then they level it up to max level, and then they just immediately stop using it. You know, that's kind of the classic. Like you just try to level up each weapon. Here, we actually are only going to buy maybe 3 weapons this entire playthrough.
Okay.
And then we're gonna save everything, all of the leveling. So again, max percent. It's 100% definitions for Ratchet and Clank are a little bit flexible because there's no in-game 100% counter. And so the community has kind of not tacitly, there was a lot of discussion about it, but we kind of agreed upon an idea of like anything that carries between playthroughs. That's the only definition that really makes sense, because if a weapon or a gadget only lasts for 1 playthrough and you have to buy it again and again and again, how can it really count towards 100%? You know, the more you think about it, the more it makes sense. So the things that carry between playthroughs are the 40 platinum bolts that we collect throughout the game, the 30 skill points, all items that carry between playthroughs, which there are like a small handful. There's like 6 or 7 of them, I believe. And aside from that, the other stipulation of max percent is that you have to level every single weapon up to the absolute highest level, which should really pique the interest of the people who played this game as a kid. Because if you played this game growing up, you would know that normally takes forever. It takes, like, most people have memories of just grinding this game for weeks trying to get their weapons to the max level. In this speedrun, we're going to do it in under 10 minutes.
Woo!
So there's some real tomfoolery that's going to happen here. About an hour and some odd minutes into the run, Well, I don't want to give away too much too early.
Yeah, we'll get there when we get there.
Here's our first major skip. Normally you have to go through the shop with this really awesome theme. But instead, we're just going to clip through that wall. And you have to, that particular side flip, it's actually harder than it looks. You need a little bit of momentum to make it all the way to the checkpoint. Here is a little skip. It's not going to look like a skip at all. But I actually just skipped the first ship fight of the game, Wupash Nebula. We found that if you press triangle and down at a really specific point when Ratchet enters the ship, it just bypasses the spaceship mission, and you just land on Maktar.
What does triangle normally do? Does it like just like skip a cutscene?
It exits out of the ship.
Okay.
Yeah. And so here is the best part of the game. We're gonna go gambling.
Yo, let's go!
Let's
We're
go
casino
gambling.
night, baby.
Casino night
So,
style.
The idea behind this, these slot machines are that you have to get the jackpot in order to get the skill point. Now, this is a really frustrating skill point because there's only so much RNG manipulation that we're able to do. So we're kind of hoping we can get it in maybe under 20 rolls of the slots. Now what I did off screen, and we do allow this for this specific category, you can actually set up like the amount of times you hit the slot machine stores between files. And you need to hit these slot machines at least 31 times in order to get the jackpot. It's like a 2 to the 5th type thing. I don't know. It's a programming thing. I'm not going to claim to understand how it works. But I'm kind of low rolling a little bit. Normally on a good run, you're going to get this within 50 seconds of like landing on the planet. If I don't get the skill point here, which is very likely, there are more slot machines later on. But I do have to be a little careful. Okay, well, I also just died. That's fine, too, because it also respawns the slot machines over here. I was going to say. But yeah, again, this is like, you know, my chat has like horror stories of just like me resetting on this for like an hour straight, just trying to like get something passable. Yeah, it can be a little annoying, but what can you do? Luck-based skill points are not always the most entertaining thing in the world.
I was going to say, because there's always like an interesting psychology when it comes to randomness and speedrunning. Some people like a little bit of randomness in their runs. Some people are like, no, dude, I want it consistently. I got Joey here on the couch as well with Zem. Do you guys prefer a reset-heavy something like this to be at the beginning of a run or later on in the run to where it doesn't make you just see this over and over and over again?
It's a double-edged sword. It's really bad to start because, as Zem put it, if it's something that is required to get through and get an optimal run, you're stuck there. You're stuck until the game cooperates.
It could be an hour and you don't move forward.
If it's at the end, then like, well, at least you get to play the game, but then your run can just turn out just really bad by the end of it.
Spike, I know you have a history of Final Fantasy IX. That's a game that really tests how much you love randomness in video games.
Absolutely. Just resetting for the Mage Bash.
First platinum bolt of the game right here.
Right on.
Let's go, baby.
You're going to see this cutscene roughly 39 more times.
Roughly.
Right. Some of them you can actually skip the animation, although I forget how many there are. But yeah, so I did bypass most of the slot machines. And to answer your question, I think it depends on the game. Like if I know a game is completely luck-based, I don't care. You know?
You're playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories, screw it, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah.
But or like the greatest speed game ever made, Baldi's Basics in Education and Learning. That game is just
Wait, run that back for me real quick. I was.
Oh, you're not familiar with Baldi's Basics in Education and Learning?
Not yet. One of the greatest edutainment games of all time, maybe.
It's certainly one of the edutainment
It's definitely
games of all
one
time.
of them. All right.
It's up there with Tapping of the Dead. Is that what you're saying?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's in great company.
Dude, that's all right. Next year, I'm getting somebody who can run that. So learn how to run that. You can come to Speedrun Colosseum.
We'll do a Reader Rabbit anthology.
I mean, hey man, I bust out at least once every 2 years. So. I'm really low rolling on luck here. This is pretty diabolical luck so far.
Welcome to Speedrun Colosseum, baby. That's how we do it.
Worst comes to worst, I probably will just die and hit all these slots again. Maybe I actually got the skill point. No, I didn't get it yet.
Wow.
This is some of the worst luck maybe ever. But I
Dude.
finally did get it here. You can see the triple bar. So we can finally move on from this and go to the next thing here.
Now, as you're moving to the next thing, I do want to note some things for everybody. Again, we've got the donations still rolling, and as Joey just pointed out, $14,449 already raised for direct relief. And we've got a number of milestones right here. Once we reach $15,000, Majin Phil himself, and everybody who's in the Majin Phil community knows what it is, and I saw it today. You want to see it. Majin Phil will eat a Toblerone. He loved that shit, so make sure you get your donations for that. At $15,500, this is the theme of the week. I'm gonna have to eat this like very soggy churro dog that they brought home. They literally just set it down next to me. I will eat this thing, and again, as the theme is consistent, I will have to Lady in the Tramp it with Andy, so we'll go find him. So that'll be great. This thing, gamers, it's barely still food. And at $16,000, we'll actually do a video game related thing. Mr. Zem will do the New Game Plus bonus run right after this. You got a little under 3 hours, basically till the end of this run. So get those donations in, guys. I also want to give a shout out to WC for your Tantrum merch purchase for a t-shirt. Again, all sorts of awesome merchandise at merch.colosseum.live. Check that out. You can donate at Colosseum.live, where we've got such great donations as $10 here from Scoom. Good luck for Rack 2, Zem. It's been so nice watching you enjoy this game over the years.
Thank you, Scoomy baby.
I've got $50 from Noctis Kai with no comment, and $10 from Jack Spriddle. Ask Zem if he is going to do Mactar 3 laps.
Thank you very much. And something I forgot to mention. So on top of all those donation incentives that Spike has brought up, I'm also every $200, so from $14,400 up until $16,000 to the New Game Plus bonus run, every $200 I will open a pack of Pokemon cards. You can see Ratchet in the front.
That's so true.
Yep, there's Ratchet.
So true.
We're looking for that Ratchet EX.
Yeah, we're looking for that Ratchet EX, specifically the one where Ratchet's backing it up. That's the big.
That is real. That's a real thing in a real cutscene.
Right.
Oh God.
But since we hit 14,400, I will open one. If Spike wants to open one as well.
I would also love to open one, but I want to try to challenge myself to do it with one hand.
Oh,
is that fair?
All right, so we're doing 2 right now?
I believe we're doing 1 so far. We hit 4.
Yeah. So I'll open the next one. Yeah. So every $200, gamers. So this is for the 14.4, 14.6, 14.8, all the way up to 16,000 when we get that New Game Plus bonus run. And finally, one other we got here is I love speedrunning. I'm a big old nerd. I've been doing it for like 20 years. I love learning stuff about speedrunning. We're gonna do Teach Me Tech during this one. The Ratchet games are built on their movement tech. All sorts of skips and everything. For any $50 donation, Zem has to teach me how to do a trick, a piece of tech, whatever my great coach will do. Let's see what's in that Pokemon pack. We've got a psychic card. Trying to get a focus on it.
There's no autofocus. There's no autofocus.
That's a red guy.
Red guy.
Oh, I can tell. Yes, I can tell that one. Yeah.
That's Smoochum.
Smoochins. Oh, nice. Yo, Registeel. It's just one of the birds. They have a lot of those. Hey, yo. I'm down. Nice, Dubs. Yeah, I'd say that looks nice and shiny. Yo, big poppin'. All right, nice.
Shiny Sylveon.
And again, guys, every $200. And I've got one final donation, and then I'll finally let Zem talk again. We got $50 from the Shiny Goomba. This has been one of the best events ever. I agree. Tried learning rack speedrunning, and the hand durability needed is insane. Zem is actually a god among men. Keep up the great work, all. Also teach Spike something, please. So whenever you have, it doesn't have to be right now, but whenever there's a moment you want to teach me even a basic piece of movement tech.
Oh, wait, did that already come in?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me do something a little difficult.
Yeah. There's no rush on that.
So, So what's coming up right now is a relatively new piece of technology in the community. These are called camera clips. So we've always known that the camera is a physical actor in the game because there are moments where runners have hilarious clips of them bonking into the camera, but we recently found out that you can use the camera to clip people through walls. So,
How does that work?
so the way this is working, I'll try to explain it. You put Clank in a precise position,
right.
then you hold the strafe button, you turn the camera into a precise position, and then you let go of L1, you press L1 up and square. But here I have to delay it a little bit, so I'm going to release, and then like that. Oh, unfortunately, I did it a little too early, so it clipped me through the floor and killed me.
Oh, so they can put you in different spots of that.
Yeah, so these are all consistent, but not a lot of people in the community are super great at them just yet, only because like the categories that require you to do them are not super widely run. So there's like a handful of people who are amazing at these, and then like a lot of people who feel like they're just kind of wizardry that like sometimes they work, sometimes they don't.
Right.
They are all 100% consistent. They're just very precise. So that's better. So that clips you through the door without killing me, and then I get control of Ratchet. So let me think of something interesting for you to do here, Spike.
Yeah, even like a super simple one. It's our first one we might be doing.
No, it might be. Yeah, let me find like a spot that's really good because I don't want you to like die if you mess up.
Yeah, you just keep doing the run. We'll find one.
Okay. Yeah, we'll find a little something here. If not, I could try to teach you Mactar 2 skip. That could be kind of funny. But then again, that might be. Okay, let me cook on it a little bit.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
A spot that takes like multiple attempts.
I want to find something that's somewhat challenging, but also isn't like if you can't do it, then like we don't have to like keep setting it up over and over. All
Sure.
that stuff.
Yeah.
So here, the idea of what I'm doing right now is I want to make sure that this weapon, the mini nuke, is completely upgraded. So I'm going to fire a bomb down here. I'm going to grab this platinum bolt that's just chilling right here. And then what's going to happen is while this animation is going off, there's a bunch of little sweepers that are spawning in that area that I fired the bomb in. So I'm going to go back over to here. I'm going to go down, and then there's just going to be like 12 enemies right here, like lambs to the slaughter. Now here, I'm in a bit of a tricky position because I need this weapon upgraded, but I'm out of ammo. And you can tell when a weapon is being upgraded because you can see the bar, like the red bar underneath that. And now it's fully maxed out. So now my weapon turns like orangey, goldy kind of color.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's leveled up. So that's very good because I'm about to do something called, well, we have a few different names for this piece of technology. I call them Sneep Scopes, named after a community member named Sneepy.
Nice.
So what you're going to do is, I actually want to take a second to explain this. Yeah. So if you fire, normally you have to wait a long time to be able to fire again. But if you swing the wrench, you can fire again quicker. However, there's an even faster version where if I go circle, square, circle very, very quickly, I can go boom, 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 and just rapid fire get them out. So check this out.
It cancels the end lag, basically.
Ooh.
And now here what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot him with the blaster that I didn't even hit him with originally, and all of the experience gets funneled into the blaster instead of the weapon I killed him.
Oh, that's so cool.
So it's a lot of just very small manipulation tactics that we have in this game that just kind of like, it's just little optimizations here and there. Also, people from my stream are all spamming Wind Tunnel right now. We're playing on the Japanese version of the game where... wait, hold on. Sorry, I got to do a little precise trick here. We're playing on the Japanese version of the game where, like, he's speaking in Japanese, but it sounds like he's saying "wind tunnel." So, like, if you're paying attention on the next playthrough, you'll hear it. Okay, so again, I'm still trying to think of like a trick. Like, actually, I've got a good.
Do you want to teach me just what you were saying about the animation canceling right there? Just stand somewhere at the start and do that a little bit.
Yeah.
Why not?
Let me get
Just
some ammo for you.
I love learning like little tech like that.
Let me get some ammo for you then. So,
Of course.
So I recommend first off, give it a try. Just like lightly mash the circle button to see what the actual rate of fire is on this weapon.
Yeah, that's
Very slow,
it,
right?
yeah.
Now do not that fast. Just do square or circle, square, circle. Oh, and then, I'm sorry, circle, square, and then double tap circle. So you can fire.
Oh, you can feel. Yeah.
So now what I want you to do is take one thumb on circle, one thumb on square,
Okay.
and then just go bada-bump, 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 bada-bump.
It's gonna go circle, square, circle, circle.
Yeah, it's no, just circle, square, circle, wait. Circle, square, circle, wait. Very quickly. It's got to be like
Like da 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 da.
yeah. Think of it like you're still. Yeah. You just want to be able to. You want to make sure you're pressing the circle button as quickly together as possible. It's the second circle that's the key to this. Because like if you drag a little bit behind square, it's not going to work. You want to see me try it one more time?
Yeah. Let me see it again.
So
I
it's
saw I get a visual on it.
Let me get some more ammo for you. It's gonna look a little like this. So it's like.
Oh, you got to get a technique down for that one. I'm trying to think like.
It's almost as if you're already double tapping circle initially, but you're just inserting a square into that.
Yes,
basically.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's like.
Yeah.
Am I out of ammo?
Not yet. You need to press circle once just to pull the weapon out, and now try it. Yeah, I know what you're doing wrong. It's that when you're doing the bum bum bum, the third input is too slow. It's got to be
the third
quicker
one.
behind the. But now we need to get you more ammo.
Yeah.
So
We'll try this one more time.
yeah, that's all
yeah.
good. This is not exactly an easy technique.
Which one's the refill? I can't
Sorry,
read this.
that
Yeah.
the orange one. The orange one. So you want to go over? Yes, that one. Perfect.
All right, we'll give this one more try, and I will practice this more at home. But this is cool.
So a circle, circle wants to pull it out.
Yeah.
Here, let me see what you're doing with your hands. That is the idea. I'm trying to think what could be different here. Let me see this again.
Could be like a
He's a
tiny-
god.
It's your inputs are too slow. if you can believe. Yeah.
All right,
So,
we learned. Yeah.
It is a lot more precise than it looks.
Yeah. And you know what? Because like you said, we found like what I love about like little moments like that is someone like Zem has been playing this for years and makes it look easy. And maybe it is easy. I'm just being bad at it.
No, it's not.
But it like gives you
It's
an
not.
appreciation for like you're doing stuff like that, tech like that in these speedruns freaking constantly. And even that takes a little bit of practice
Yeah.
to get where it is.
Yeah, I get that. Like you do it enough where it becomes just muscle memory. You don't even think about like the
Right.
complications of it. It's like just press. But it's like there's a speed to it and there's like a timing to it.
Right. There's nuance to it.
Yeah.
These games are not easy.
No,
That is
100%.
It's actually it was culturally it's been a problem that Ratchet runners have like kind of like hoisted upon themselves, where a lot of Ratchet runners for a long time were like the elitists of the PlayStation community because they're like, oh, our games are so difficult, and it turns out that if like all you talk about is how much harder your games are than everyone else, everyone's just like, dude, shut up. Like, no one cares. We're just here to have fun, man. Like it's not a competition. So
But-
I think in the recent past, there's been a lot more Ratchet runners who have been like much more proactive about trying other games and just seeing what else is out there. You know,
There's always those
Speed
bad eggs.
speedruns, no matter what you do, especially when you're trying to play them at a high level, they all get really hard.
yes.
The more you optimize,
definitely.
it's going to be hard in its own way.
Oh wait, I went the wrong direction. That's my bad. So we're gonna basically this is like the most annoying planet in the early game, where it's like all you're really doing, you just have to go around the circular planet, which I know sounds weird to call a planet circular because aren't they all circular? But this one is just the gravity is weirder
Like
in this
literally,
one.
like you're running in a circle.
Yeah. So this is a little. This is a pack switch. So this is a 2-frame window trick here. What you do is you long jump with the thruster pack, right, and that gives you forward velocity, and you carry it into an extended long jump with the helipack to give you distance.
cool.
Nice. Love
Yeah.
stuff like that.
A lot of like micro like menu movements and like
Mm-hmm.
your whatever's to like make optimal. Something like that.
Yes.
It's really good.
It's one of those things where again it's like we are very used to that in the community. It is not easy.
No.
Like
Right.
it's like I don't know if anybody is ever interested in running a Ratchet game, the only thing I would ever really say is just be patient. Like just carve out like a month where you're just bored and you have like an hour a day, and just like pick up the tech that looks interesting, pick up the games that look interesting, and just tinker around with what you find fascinating more than anything else.
Zem, I got to ask you this. Something concerns me. Is there really no Japanese equivalent to the Going Commando subtitle?
I don't believe so, no.
Can we work on one? Can we?
Yeah, so to give a little bit of insight, the Ratchet games are notorious for having like light innuendos for their subtitles. So Ratchet 2 Going Commando, Ratchet 3 Up Your Arsenal. But that only exists in the American version of the games because censorship was a bit stricter back in the day for other regions. So this is one of the most evil tricks in the entire run. This is a triple frame perfect, position perfect trick. So this is normally the Barlow hover bike race, and it normally takes somewhere around 2 minutes and 10 seconds to complete. If I do it perfectly, it'll take under 20, but I very highly doubt that's going to happen. What you do is, instead of doing the race, you jam yourself right here. That's not good enough. That's not it either. I'm just going to keep going until I get the right spot. That might work. Yes, skip the lap.
Okay.
Ooh.
So it's it just thinks you're through that, and it thinks that you're
It's
a portion of the map.
Honestly, I'm not the person to ask for the actual why it works, but it works. That's all I got.
What would you consider your success rate for this kind of trick here?
At the beginning, very, very bad, and sometimes still to this day, very, very bad. I would say this is one of those tricks that is this is usually the reset point for most people.
Like you say, triple frame perfect. Each of these are frame perfect.
That's too far to the right? Oh, no, it's not.
Nice,
Okay,
2.
So that's 2.
We need one more. Definitely still potentially on track to save time with it.
Is it also speed dependent as well?
A little bit. You can't go too slowly into it, but it's mostly that might work. No. A bit. That's maybe a touch too far to the right. That may have worked, but it was also very dicey, and I don't really know for sure. That might work. Yes.
Nice.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Good stuff, dude.
That's one of those things where it's just you don't. I can't explain to people how to do it. I just know when you do it. You know?
Okay.
And that's kind of what every person who's proficient at this trick, we all kind of agree that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Once you do it enough times, you just know. But even then, it's because it's so precise, you can only be so accurate. Regardless, we have to do that 2 times this run, which is very annoying. So
Both are triple frame. You have to do it for 3 laps each time.
Yes.
I hope the other one isn't late game.
The other one, so we have to play through the whole game twice. So it's you do this again.
Okay. So mid-game-ish kind of.
Yeah, and so here we're going to pick up our first bonus nanotech. So nanotech is the buzzword for health in this game. They needed something that was just different, you know what I mean? And so nanotech in the original game was quite static. You had 4 nanotech. You lost 1 nanotech every hit. It was a very simple system. In this game, they decided to change it a fair bit, and this is actually... The nanotech system in this game is really the only game that is like this. Rather than have a numeric health system or the static 4 system, you have the nanotech circles, and I'll point it out the next time I actually have control of Ratchet as opposed to being in the ship. But you lose chunks of circles of health depending on what enemy you get hit by and what armor you have. So it's technically a numeric system, but it doesn't look like a numeric system. It's just kind of weird. But yeah, this is the only game to really do that, and this is also the only game, as far as I remember, where you can effectively... Sorry, I just read a chat message that made me double take for a second. Also, I just lost 90% of my health. So.
Thank you, chat.
But yeah, what was I saying? Something about the health system.
Numeric values.
Oh yeah. This is also the only game where you can pick up health just randomly in the levels. Normally, you have to kill a certain amount of enemies to level up your nanotech, and then you get more, and there's a huge explosion. And, it's just a weird system. I'm not 100% sure why they did it this way. To answer the people who were asking why I have 12 missiles and the upgraded boost. There's some Ratchet nerds in the chat here as well who are pondering why my file looks funny. Yeah, I forgot to quit out before exiting out of an NG Plus file. So it's going to have some of the NG Plus, like the New Game Plus HUD over top my ship. But it's not actually accurate. It's just not going to count my missiles normally, which is a bit of a problem, but we'll make it work. It's fine.
So basically, he's cheating.
Yeah, okay. So I can actually explain why this happens.
Hear me out.
Basically, if there's any shenanigans that happen, you can just blame the fact that it's the PS3 port. Things just go wrong on the PS3 port. And as a matter of fact, we use that to our advantage later on, which, again, I don't want to give away too much too soon because it is, in my opinion, the coolest trick in this entire run. But as effectively, Insomniac was not in charge of porting these games to the PS3. They kind of just offloaded it onto a subsidiary company named Idle Minds. And Idle Minds, they did a damn good job for the most part, but, I mean, like, they weren't really working with their own product, and so there's just some things that don't work the way that maybe you would expect them to. That's as much as I'm going to say about it.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but you went through a wall.
Oh, yeah.
Are those as easy as you make it look, or is that that's tons of hours of practice?
This is a walk.
Oh, hey. I remember that skip from a GDQ, or that style of skip.
Yeah, so basically, you have to understand in the Ratchet and Clank games that walls are merely suggestions.
Right, okay. It's Donkey Kong 64. Okay.
Yeah, so this is also a new tech. This is a camera
Ooh.
proxy.
Okay.
So if you are against like a flat surface and you angle the camera correctly, you can shove the camera into Ratchet as he's throwing a bomb or a turret or a decoy. And the animation of the decoy, or like the throwing animation in conjunction with the camera being shoved into Ratchet just sends him straight up into the air. Also, this is not exactly intended.
You're never supposed to get out here.
That's my bad. So these are called tiptoes. Tiptoes, they're kind of a weird piece of technology. Essentially, if you are landing on a sloped surface, even if it's an invisible surface that kind of dictates where the bounds of the level are, what you can do is you can let go of all directional buttons. You can hold, we call it going neutral on the analog stick, and you can re-glide onto the surface and then double jump off of it. So let me try this again.
It would take your ability to double jump if you were holding a direction before you land.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Nicely done.
And so you have to juggle going neutral on the analog stick to get the tiptoe, and then holding forward after double jumping to get the distance to go forward. So it's a bit of a balancing act. Now here I threw this decoy down because I can just do this and clip out of the taxi. So yeah, and now I actually wasn't able to count my Raritanium. I hope I have over 10. You need at least 10 Raritanium from that ship mission in order to buy the mines, and we need the mines to go grinding. So, of course, we're 1 Raritanium short. Also, I wanted to point out just real quick here, if you look at the 2 circles, those are the health. That's the nanotech.
Okay.
So you can see it's partitioned into quarters. And technically speaking, like at the beginning of the game, you take 1 quarter damage from enemies, and then 2 quarter damage later on. Or like 1/2 rather. But then like you get to New Game Plus and then you take like 8.5 damage.
Sure,
from one
yeah.
enemy. And so it just kind of stops mattering after a certain point. So I need 1 more Raritanium. I need to kill another enemy here. The enemies drop Raritanium at random. And sometimes it's kind, and sometimes you get 3 Raritanium after 45 enemies, and you're just like, why is my life like this?
Right.
There we go. There's the last one that we needed.
There it is. All right. Need like 2 more guys. Do also want to remind you guys here, we are at Speedrun Colosseum raising money for direct relief. We got over 20 amazing gamers showing off their stuff, but mostly goofing off and doing songs and stuff here, all raising money for direct relief. We have a number of incentives going on right now, including every $50. And for any individual $50 donation, Zemipu will teach me a piece of speedrun tech, a skip, some whatever he wants to teach me there. Just something about life. Saxon could have taught me the accordion. I don't know. That would have been great. And every $200 increment, so we need to get to $14,600, we will open up our second booster pack of the Pokemans. I've got one over here. There it is. I want to open it up right now. So get those donations in, gamers. All of it goes to an amazing cause. Colosseum.live. And you can go to merch.colosseum.live in order to also get into all of that amazing merchandise given to us by Tantrum Collectibles, made for us by Tantrum Collectibles. You got t-shirts, you got sweaters, you got water bottles, you got hats, you got notepads, you got lots of cool stuff. Get in there. $5 off of every purchase will also go directly to Direct Relief. Thank y'all so much for all the support. Yeah, get some of those on screens. Get some of those on screen. Also, at $15,000, we'll force Montefiore to eat a Toblerone. And at $15,500, Andy and I have to eat this very soggy churro dog.
Churro dog, like.
Oh, it's going to be bad.
Oh, I didn't even get.
Well, actually, wait, is it just a hot dog on a churro?
Ooh, what is that? Oh my God. Oh, thank
Bro,
you.
I want to try that. Can I get it on this?
Oh my days. Zem, I don't know if you want to.
Demi wants to.
I don't know if you want to.
That sounds amazing.
Demi wants in, dude.
Okay, like for real though, like I need to like preface this by saying that I'm from America, but I don't live in America anymore. And
Dude.
every chance I get to eat something absolutely disgusting, I will take it. They care way too much about their food regulations, and 99% of the time it's amazing. But like 1% of the time I'm like, damn man, I really just want to eat like a greasy American burger. You know what I mean? I want to feel my arteries clogging in real time.
Well, we got an artery clogger over here. It looks nasty.
Oh, taking use of that tap.
Yes.
Combination
Yeah,
there.
the
I
sneak
see that.
scoping. Health-wise, I'm actually good, I think. I might be a little over nanotech because we had it doesn't matter. I'll explain some stuff later. I'm just trying to run some calcs in my head.
Something I was thinking about, like you call that one tech where you're climbing up an invisible slope, tiptoeing.
Yes.
And that you had nanotech, whatever it was called. Who makes up these kind of names? Is there like a just who finds it first?
There's an entire culture behind it. So, okay, you have to understand. If there's one thing that Ratchet and Clank runners love more than running Ratchet and Clank, it's complaining about how much we all can't stand each other sometimes. It's so funny. It's so funny.
It's like a real family.
Yeah, exactly. It's
like
exactly.
a family reunion. Like we,
Exactly.
So cute.
It's like
we love each other, but also can't stand.
Yeah, because we all know like each other's like nonsense that we have to put up with, and sometimes like there was like a whole movement once where people kept naming things super literally and not having any fun with the naming conventions at all, and so in an act of retaliation, the Secret Agent Clank, or no, I'm sorry, I forget. Yeah, it's the Secret Agent Clank speedrunners. They came up with a piece of technology. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. This is Size Matters. Regardless, I get the two confused sometimes. I don't really play them all that much. But there's like 16 Ratchet games. You can't keep track of all of them.
So much.
But anyway, they came up with a trick that was super elaborate and had like 5 moving parts to it, and so they literally just named it everything that you do in the trick, and so that's how we got Clank's Heart Piece Wall Climb into Clank's Heart Piece IJ into Polarizer Pad Proxy onto the globe into Dual Lacerator V4 Elevation. That is the full name of the trick.
What?
And you have to call it the full thing every time you reference it.
Right.
No acronym, no initials.
And if
Full English
And if
word.
you miss one word out of that whole spiel, you'd be like, "What trick?"
Yeah.
Sorry, can you run that back, Bobby?
I'm surprised nobody
It's
said that
Clank's-
was their favorite.
It's
trick name
Clank's Heart Piece
yesterday.
Wall Climb into Clank's Heart Piece IJ into Polarizer Pad Proxy onto the globe into Dual Lacerator V4 Elevation. That's the full
Okay,
name.
and like, give me, I don't know how well you know that trick individually.
Yeah.
Every word in there does mean something.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Oh,
No, it
yeah.
all means something.
They're not just adding words.
Well,
They're
you
like,
see,
no.
okay, Spike, I'll explain it for you.
right, break it down for
first,
me, baby.
So you're in Clank's Heart Piece, right? Like
No
you're-
doubt.
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
do a wall climb in Clank's Heart Piece. right? And then you do an infinite jump, an IJ in Clank's heart piece.
That gets distorting.
Yeah.
And then so
I'm picking
there's
up what you're putting down.
There's a weapon called the polarizer, and there's pads you can move with the polarizer.
Oh.
So you use the pads to proxy or launch yourself onto the globe.
Of course.
And then there's the dual lacerator V4s.
Yeah.
You can use
Best
the
weapon.
Of
Yeah,
course.
yeah,
Everybody knows the dual lacerator V4.
Yeah. We go way back.
So this is
Big Clank.
So this is the giant Clank fight. We're going to get 2 skill points here. We're going to break every building on this thing, and then we're going to kill the guy without using any weapons other than our fists or our feet. Basically what we're going to do is I'm just going to punch him periodically while I'm breaking all of the buildings. And this is this is priority number 1 right here. And you'll see, obviously it's in Japanese, so you're not going to be able to see when it says skill point acquired on the screen or whatever. But you're looking for when it's all white text right now. The first couple words will be gold text, and that's how you know you get the skill point.
Okay.
And skill points are varied from mission to mission, planet to planet. What actually gives you a skill point?
Yes.
Or simply by, okay.
Yeah, it's I actually, there's a lot of people who prefer the different systems from different games, and they changed it a lot over the years. I appreciate that they at least changed it a lot to try to keep things fresh.
Sure.
But in the first 3 games, it's a very simple system where there are a flat 30 skill points scattered across the entire game. And you normally have anywhere between 0 and 2 skill points per planet.
Right.
And it's up to you to kind of figure out what you're supposed to do. So I got the skill point there.
All right.
And now I need to do what I can to keep this guy looped. So I'm going to run in a circle here to bait him towards me, which may not work. This works a little bit better on another giant Clank fight boss. This guy is just a pain. I'm hoping he just runs towards me. And then when he lands, I'm going to try to land where he lands. I punch him once, and now I'm going to get the loop set up. So the giant Clank mission, it's very similar to Mario, where the longer you hold the X button, the higher you jump. So I'm just very, very lightly tapping X as soon as I land on the ground. It's actually relatively precise. And it's very easy to mistime something or have something stupid happen where he can basically get away from you. And so if he gets away from you, you're guaranteed to lose anywhere between 20 to 30 seconds. So now we gotta, okay. So I got a little lucky there, and he was a little kind to me, but yeah, this is essentially this is a very, very annoying boss fight. And when you're first learning this game, there's only a few categories where you have to do this, and it's one of those chump checks, I guess, where an intermediate runner will still mess this up a lot.
Yeah.
And it's only really once you play this game a lot that you kind of have a feeling of the different things he can do at different times.
Because
So-
it's a lot of repetitions.
Yes, exactly.
You just gotta acknowledge your positioning and the boss's position and all that.
And obviously that being the speedrun strat is one of those where there are ranged tactics, but it's too inconsistent to hit him. He jumps around too much.
Yeah, I'm going to cut you off real quick.
Yeah, go for it, baby.
Because this is the definition of this is not intended at all. You are not supposed to be able to land on this. And then, you land over here, and then you long jump here. And this is kind of not intended. And now we're just kind of in an area. And... yeah, we're floating a bit. Oh, hey, look, a swing shot node. I have my swing shot out, so we can just swing to the swing shot node, I guess.
All right.
And now we're at the end of the other part of the level.
Let's go, baby.
They were just nah, there's no reason to have any collision there. You're never gonna get there.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not as if they ever expected us freaks to just come along and do this kind of stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, and now this cuts out a very notorious hang glider section. This is the only game, I believe, at least in the OG trilogy, that has a hang glider. And the controls were known, especially when you were a kid, for just being particularly finicky. And a lot of people remember dying here a lot. We don't like doing it either. We don't necessarily struggle with it, but it is a very time-consuming section. So it's better to just outright skip it. Now here, I'm going to do another pack switch, and this is a mid-air long jump. You can kind of see Ratchet went like in the air and like stuttered a bit. That is something that only works in Ratchets 1 and 2, and what you're essentially doing is you're side flipping and canceling your side flip into a long jump. So you get just a tiny bit more distance. It's a little precise, but it's also a mandatory piece of tech at the very highest levels. And so here, there's a platinum bolt that we can just grab. You're supposed to grab that during the hang glider section.
Oh, okay.
So now we're going to go over here. We're going to spend our 10,000 bolts, and we got to do one more pack switch midair right here into gliding onto this thing. Please. Okay, we're good.
Okay, nice.
So that's called a slope intercept, and not like in math class.
Slope intercept. Y equals mx plus b. Yeah, I paid attention.
It's just because you are quite literally intercepting a slope with Ratchet's body. You know, we oh, this is new.
Okay,
what are
it? Oh.
It's confused and stops on its way down.
Okay, well, this is a bit unexpected, but it's fine.
Okay.
We want to be all the way down first, I guess.
It got a
it's
little
so odd.
nervous. It got a little nervous. It happens. We all get a little nervous sometimes.
No doubt. Do you want to give shout outs to Dragon Samurai 182? Thank you for your Tantrum collectible, your Kaizo, or your Speedrun Colosseum purchases here for the t-shirt and the sweatshirt, the embroidered sweatshirt. Thank you so much. $5 off of each of those going directly to Direct Relief. We appreciate you so much. And keep those donations coming in, guys. We got a lot more. We got 8 more booster packs. Every $200 increment, we will pop those open. $50, and Zem will have to teach me how to do something in this game.
Something
It'll be great.
Millions of tricks in this run.
So not to cut you guys off, because I do, of course, you know, the donation.
Charity's great.
Yeah,
but
charity is amazing. So I die here.
Wow, you
suck. And we can skip the lap again. So this is a much simpler version of the lap skip than the one you saw previously. We have to just crash to a very specific spot here, and it kind of manipulates the checkpoints in a way that allows us to just skip right to the end of the lap. Now, this is not the hard part of this particular race. The hard part is what happens after I finish this race. I have to re-enter the race, and it gets a little bit annoying. So this is a trick called tree hops. We actually stole the name from the Jack and Daxter community. And it's pretty self-explanatory why it's called tree hops, although the actual trick itself is extremely precise. So I'm going to try to go for this. No, that was a bit too far to the left. So this is one of those things where I have to position the hover bike in the exact perfect spot to kind of trick the game into giving me a bounce. I gotta bounce this thing, and you'll see why I need to bounce it real quick. So that's bounce. There's one. Not quite. I would have crashed into the tree. I would have crashed. So you need to take the bounce, and you need to hop over both of those trees. And the reason we do this is because we're trying to like brute force our way into the shortcut that you can only unlock the 3rd time you do it. There we go.
Ooh, nice.
There we go.
Go, baby! Oh, that giga air.
That's a trick that's actually so hard that I think it's like me and maybe 1 or 2 other people even do it in runs. Everybody else kind of, it's one of those tricks where it's like, you only should do it if you absolutely need the time save because so many things can go wrong. But yeah, it's like, it's one of those things where really it's only when you're at world record level that it kind of matters. Oh yeah, by the way, this is a
nice
trick.
proxy.
All right, nice.
I might not have enough height here actually, but we're gonna try to YOLO this and see if it works. So yeah, that's called a swing shot proxy.
What's the big glowy in the background?
What that big glowy ball?
That is a great question. I'm assuming it's some sort of loading trigger, although I'm not 100% sure which. This is going to be a nail biter. I'm not sure if this is going to make it all the way to this ledge.
I believe.
We're going to see. Oh, no. Okay, wait.
Oh, it's going to make it. It's going to.
Not quite. But we got a lot of distance at the very least. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the scenic route here and hope we don't get shot. So this is what you're supposed to do normally. The problem was that the enemy was a touch too far away, and so when I glided into the enemy... So the way that proxy works, you have to bait an enemy into a specific spot, charge into that swing shot node, swing forward, and then glide out of it and press the square button to hyperstrike. And what happens is there's a mechanic in this game called wrench lock-on, where your wrench has a tendency to lock onto whatever enemy is closest to you. And so we use that to our advantage to essentially force the game to make a decision. Oh, wait, check this out.
Ooh, I like
Yeah,
that.
all right.
A little magic trick there.
So the game, to kind of put it in layman's terms, I'm not good at ever explaining the proper way it's used, but I'm good at layman's terms.
Love that. As a layman, I appreciate
the game
that.
is forced to make a decision between whether it wants to send you forward towards the enemy or like up to kind of like match the momentum. Oh god, I'm gonna die here. That's fine. I think I just land right here, which is good.
All right.
Oh, nice.
That's better than that.
I'm sorry. Winning that hover bike race, I forgot to mention this part, gives me access to the most broken gadget in the entire game, the charge boots. You're gonna see me do some stupid stuff with these charge boots.
Oh, I'm sure.
See the momentum already. I can
and
feel it.
I'm going to give like one little heads up. You're gonna see me pause and unpause the game a lot. On PlayStation 3 specifically, they patched the movement so that you can't just do tricks out of canceling your charges. What you have to do is you have to cancel the charge, pause and unpause, and then you can do movement tech. So now, coming up here, this is actually one of the scariest parts of the entire run. If anything goes wrong here, I'm in a really tough position. So I can't die. I just simply cannot die.
So what happens if you do?
So what I'm currently going for is the wrench-only skill point. And I'm a little concerned because there's not that many enemies here. We'll make it work. Oh, this is odd. Okay, so I'm trying to run through a lot of things to make sure that this doesn't get messed up in my head right now, but essentially what is happening is you have to kill every single enemy on this level with a wrench. Now you'll notice I just went in a turret and just shot a bunch of enemies, which you would think voids the skill point. It does not. We data mined this entire thing. I say we, I didn't do anything.
Sure.
So, one of the members of our community, or like a couple members of the community, sat down and data mined all of the flags of this skill point, and it turns out that like you really don't have to do a lot of stuff that you think you would have to in order to keep the skill point, but there are some very specific things that immediately void the skill point. For example, once I get in this room, I'll show you one of the things that voids it. There's a door right over there, right? And I'm gonna force my way into this turret, which that actually could have just crashed the game. I'm gonna shoot this door. If I kill this enemy before he walks past that white line, it voids the skill point.
Very specific niche.
Yeah, it's like a really weird interaction that you just wouldn't expect. So there's a few of those little things, and I did make an entire video breaking this down because there were so many people over the years who have struggled with it.
Makes sense though. Like,
Yeah, it's like basically nowadays I just try to like do what I can as far as like with YouTube stuff is concerned. I try to just make sure that I like cover all the basics of like, oh yeah, people complain about this thing a lot over the years. I can very easily die if I'm not careful here. Okay, he's dead. He's not dead. Now he's dead. Okay. And now we're gonna see if I got the skill point.
Oh.
Good. We got it. That is like I can if. In an actual run, if you mess that up, immediate reset. There's no coming back from that because you're spending at least 4 minutes setting everything up again because you have to quit to the main menu of the PS3 and then you have to do the entire thing again. So it is a massive time loss to lose that. So now we're done with this planet. I think until for a while, and now. We're going to enter the best part of the entire run. We're going to Hrugus Cloud to farm 60 Raritanium.
Let's go, baby.
exciting.
While it's not the most exciting thing in the world, the thing that's nice about it is that we don't actually have to, like, it's really not that bad, all things considered. Like, in a 3-hour category, only having to do 5 minutes of grinding is pretty tame. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like you said, grinding for people who want to get all their weapons up and everything. It was like weeks of playing this game.
Yeah. So Ratchet 100% categories kind of have a bit of a reputation for being, like, having at least one part of the game that is an unbelievably grindy slog. Nearly unwatchable, nearly unplayable, frankly. And it kind of deters, it kind of deters a lot of people from playing the categories. So, like, a lot of people really don't even bother. Like, I would say the most popular Ratchet 100% category, at least of this year, has been Ratchet 1. And people considered it like a modern-day miracle that 4 people were running it. You know, like,
right.
It is just not a category. Like, people just don't run 100. And the thing is, they're also insanely difficult. So, like, not only do you have these grind sections, but you also have to have a deep working knowledge of every single planet, all the things that can go wrong, and how to back up all of them.
Right.
And
What are you doing right now?
yeah, so we're farming for 60 raritanium, and this is just the fastest way to do it. So we're just resetting this mission and blowing up the garbage that you're not, like, you would normally never think of blowing up this garbage over and over because it's not within the bounds of the level normally.
Right.
But it still has raritanium attached to it, so we just blow it up.
Has the community ever looked at, like, drop rates and whatnot for this?
I want to say no. I want to say some people don't even view it as worth their time. Because it's such a, like, this is like a very, like, this is a window into the PlayStation problem. The thing with PlayStation is that we are a fair bit behind the curve when it comes to, like, resources and people who can break things down for us. It's only within the last, like, couple of years that we've even gotten modders for the Ratchet games at all.
I was gonna say, do you have much in the way of, like, practice hacks or anything?
We do have that. That's actually, like, where it all began. Like, people, there was a very rudimentary practice tool that was created. I want to say as early as maybe 2018, 2019. I'm not 100% certain. And I see him in the chat right now, Izaki BV. He's gonna hate me calling him out like this, but he is actually, like, the granddad of all of the modding that exists in the community right now.
Nice.
He did so much work setting up the practice tools, setting up, like, coordinate things, like all of the early stuff that's, like, really paved the way for the people who came later and were like, oh yeah, I wonder if we can, like, you know, mod this to do this, or, like, you know, like, now we have Ratchet 1 multiplayer, which is something that that nobody even dreamed could exist, you know, or we have, like, we've done mods, like, Boardplate is another, he's the person who does a lot of modding in the community nowadays. And a lot of my YouTube videos that are more centered around Ratchet mods, he does all of them. And it's like, you know, for him, it's just a passion project. It's just like, he works IT during the day, and then at night he's like, I'm kind of bored. Like, you know, you wanna do a thing where, like, your bolt, like, count, or, like, your like bolt count acts as a timer, and if it falls to 0, you just game over. And it's like, yeah, sure.
So I want to remind everyone that we're raising money for Direct Relief. You can donate at Colosseum.live. Direct Relief works in the world disaster response. Disaster response requires rapid mobilization, but the help must be of the right type. Direct Relief's efforts are always in response to specific requests from local partners and are coordinated with other organizations and public agencies to ensure the most efficient use of resources.
What happens when we hit certain goals?
Right. So we still have an incentive for every $50. We have Spike that will be teaching. Zem will be teaching Spike.
I'll teach Zem how to.
Wait, I want
teach him.
Spike to
Please.
teach them.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah, hold up. I feel like everything you're doing here is pretty unoptimal.
Yeah, and then every $200, we still have 8 booster packs that me and Spike would love to open up.
Dude,
right here.
this is the second booster pack. I haven't opened a booster pack of cards, a real one. I've been playing a lot of Pokemon TCG Pocket. I want to open this right now. Can we get $151 so I can pop this bitch open? That would be awesome.
And then $15,000, we have this juicy, wonderful churro, hot dog, mishmash, I don't know what it is.
We need to get there because that's getting nastier by the minute. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
please
Look at this beautiful beast.
put it out of its misery, please.
Wait, can you, like, put it, like, up to the camera so people can see how
Misery.
gross that
Oh,
thing
yeah.
looks?
Oh,
See a
no.
little bit of that.
Yeah, we gotta see that. I want to eat that thing, man. I'm telling you.
I don't want to see it, but we should see it.
Sitting in that bag for a couple of hours now. I think the bread is like moist at this point.
Oh god.
Oh, yeah.
I want it, man. I
God,
really want it.
Nothing I want to eat more than something moist. Oh, baby.
$15,000. This is going through someone's gullet.
Yeah.
Well, maybe more than one person.
Okay, we can finally get out of this area. We collected our 60 rare titanium, and all I have to do now is buy the correct item and not screw this up. Hold on, I got to clutch up here real quick.
Oh, serious mode here. See.
Oh, we're
Okay.
cracking.
Okay, so I'm gonna get up here. I did it. I did it.
Let's go, baby!
You can't ask for much more.
Unreal Gaming.
You can't ask for much more in your games, you know? Okay, so now this is going to be a planet where we're going to really start to show off the power of the charge boots. It's
$50 from the sound offense.
Does anyone know how to defeat a Dragonite deck in TCG Pocket? You get them when they're small, dude.
okay. Wait, I'm assuming. So with
Yes.
$50, I get to teach you something, right?
Yeah, you can teach me something.
I'm gonna teach you the first trick of this planet.
All right,
So-
let's do it, baby.
This is a charge cancel hyper strike.
Okay.
So
Am I gonna do it?
you're gonna hold forward. You're gonna double tap R1.
Okay.
While you're like over the chasm, you're gonna press circle and then mash square. So I'll show you what it looks like.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
what it looks
I love
like.
that. I love that.
Yeah, you'll get the feeling for it. You'll get the feeling for it. So you can hold forward the entire time, double tap R1, circle to cancel, square to hyper strike.
Okay. Circle and then mash square.
Mash it, yeah.
Okay.
So you want to stand a little further back so you can make it over that railing.
Yeah, so what's my visual on the ground? Just like in the middle?
Yeah, that's fine. That should be okay. And
Oh, I double tap circle. I double circle.
you're fine.
Yeah, let's
Make
do
sure
it
you have the
again.
weapon out here before you start your charge.
So that pulls it out.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Get, like centered here.
Yeah, and if you turn a little bit more to the right, it'll be a little bit
A
easier.
little more to the right. Okay.
Yeah.
I got this lined up
Yeah,
with Ratchet.
circle to open up the weapon.
Yep.
And then go
Right
for
here.
it.
That lineup looks good.
That looks great to me. Cancel a little bit later. You're doing it a little too
The
soon.
cancel is the
Yeah.
square.
Yes. And you want to wait until you're like over the gap.
Oh, I see.
You can wait a little bit more. That was the right timing.
Okay,
Right
but yeah.
timing. Make sure you have your weapon out.
Baby, we're gonna get this. Okay, yeah. Pop it. Stand right here. This is live learning here at Speedrun Colosseum. Teach me tech. Just trying to get in position. Trying to set up like it's freaking OT. Okay.
Nice pyramid in chat.
The right idea.
No,
a
but-
little bit later. A little bit later.
Thank
little
you.
bit later on
Little
the
bit
circle.
later.
X Water for the raid, by the way.
X
So-
water.
We're in the process.
That was the
of
right
Let's see,
seeing-
does it have a lift?
No weapon.
Show me it one more time. I
Sure.
just want to see the lift on
So-
Ratchet.
Weapon out, and then you can do it way later than you think you can.
Oh,
That delay
the
has to be
circle
really
could
late.
come super
Yes,
late. Okay,
definitely.
okay.
This is
Yeah,
the
I was
learning
doing it like
process
as soon
right
as I
here.
got over
You'll
the
love to
gap.
see it.
Okay, the fist is out. Okay, there it is.
There you go.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's deep into it. All right, gamer, let's go. Sound events, thank you for the $50. We are now $101 away from opening this sweet little delicious booster pack of Pokemon cards. Zem, thank you. Those are always fun. Those are the sorts of things that make speedrunning awesome.
Yeah, it's always nice to see the learning process happening in real time, just to
yeah.
showcase that like you can go from not knowing anything to with a little bit of direction being like, oh, that thing that looks really technical and tough. Oh, I can do
Right.
that too.
Yeah. Now you can just, now you know the what ifs of like how you actually approach.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. There's something inherently super interesting about actually failing something over and over again and realizing, yes, there's actually all this crazy stuff that Zem is doing. There's like 50 different ways it can all fail.
Yep.
And you have to go through that process of, oh, if I'm like a pixel to the left, then all of a sudden I can't do it. I love all of those with the, little like Ratchet dolls or whatever they are. That
These
use-
are decoys.
The
So,
decoys,
yeah,
yeah.
the decoy glove is
Yeah, tell me a little bit about that.
the intended use of the decoy glove is to distract enemies and keep them from shooting you. However, in the speed run, it's much more effective to use them to clip through walls.
Let's say, do you ever, I'm assuming you never use it for its intended purpose.
You actually can.
You can, okay.
For example, we're going to do it in the second playthrough of this game, where we're going to use it to essentially stun lock an enemy in place and keep it firing at a decoy that it can never hit.
Oh, okay.
So it can be used for the intended purpose. And I'm sheeping 7 squirrels right now. There is a skill point to sheep 16 squirrels using a weapon called the Sheepinator.
Hell
Sheep
yeah.
a squirrel.
I love this.
Yeah, you can sheep
One of the
squirrels.
greatest weapons in rack.
Oh, wait, I have to hold forward here, I think, is the key. Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
So what's interesting is that
through the wool.
that actually carries between playthroughs. So I'm going to sheep 7 now and then the other 9 in New Game Plus.
Oh.
Oh.
So this is a bit of a weird planet. Bolden is mostly known by casuals for having one of the best tracks in the entire game. But it's also a very long, very difficult planet casually. And I'm going to do it in under a minute here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by side flipping over this glass and getting on top of it. We're going to do a little bit of a planned sequence of movement right here.
Little parkour.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so
That
cool.
was really nice.
I loved that.
And then I can just do... Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was not quite it. I was a little late.
That was so polite. I'm sorry.
You know, so sorry, everybody. I know you...
I ruined the event.
I know you expected better of me.
You know, it's crazy because every speedrun up to this point has been perfect.
Yeah,
so
that's what I just
like,
keep thinking of your run kicking off the marathon.
Yeah, not a
in this
single
next
mistake.
planet, right?
You can clip through the dome just like that using a decoy. And then, yeah, this just gets us right to the end. So this is normally you have to revisit this planet to collect this, but because we're entering the end of the level from the back, we can just grab it and then go into the cutscene and end the level.
That's so convenient.
It's a super cool trick. Now, Aranos, this has a lot of moving parts to it, like a lot. So first and foremost, we start out as Clank. This is one of the only Clank sections of the game. So normally you have to pick up a lot of these little bots along the way that'll help you. Like, for example, one of them breaks this box, but we can just kind of go around the box. And then we're going to do another set of camera clips here. So again, the camera is a physical actor within the game, and we can use it to shove Clank through walls.
God, like I
Yeah.
just
Wow.
there cannot be another video game in history where the camera is just a dude.
Yeah. We're going to do it again right here.
Yeah,
Like he
when they
do-
were taking advice from
Like,
Mario
is the dude.
64,
He's
they're
the
like,
dude.
yeah, it has to be a guy
Yeah,
with the
yeah, yeah.
camera.
Due to the camera.
Yeah.
But the fact that like it has like you interact with it.
And
It's
here-
what's like pushing him out of bounds.
Here's
It's
a little
so
proxy
wild.
for the fans.
With your Pokemon.
Nice.
And
Oh,
that
come
just
on.
takes us right to the end of the
No.
Clank section.
No,
So we're going to
which
go
kind
right
it is
here.
and what the rarest cards could
Out of curiosity, does anyone know the
rarest
origin of the word
card
proxy?
we can find in here.
So
I got you.
it's funny. The word proxy.
If it has a double yellow star, it's the
I'll wait until they're done.
Wait, we'll wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one right here.
We want Pikachu backing that ass up.
Did we show it off? Show
I
chat?
didn't show the actual card, but I explained that Pikachu needs to back that ass up. I'm sorry, Ratchet.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ratchet.
Yeah, this is actually a really cool section. So I want to give it some airtime here. So what we're going to do is we're going to wall clip and we're going to charge cancel into the second Clank section as Ratchet. You're normally not supposed to be here.
Okay.
And then we're going to do a sequence of camera proxies.
Oh.
They're
To
cool,
climb
Chad.
up this.
I want to see these. I
That's
want to see
really
that.
cool.
There's another Pika in here that's really cute.
And then
as
we
well.
double jump over here, blow up these guys. And now this is a tricky part right here. I got to stand around here, land around here. I hate when I do that.
You have to go up that climb again?
Yeah, I got to do that whole thing. But at least it looks sick, right?
I was like, in all honesty, a lot of times in a marathon setting, I'm like, dude, do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was genuinely so cool. I've got $25 here from Fumo TV. They say, Fumo.
Fumo indeed. Where's my... Oh, it's in the other house. My other plush. Thank you so
Gamers,
much, Fumo.
Another $76, so we're going to open up this booster pack. We'll get everybody in the room to open up. Maybe Fu wants to open one. Maybe DB wants to open one. We'll get people in here. We will open these little frickers.
Yeah, I opened one.
Oh, I'll do one. Shit.
Ooh, these
So
are
DB, you were asking about proxies before.
Yeah, like the origin
Yeah.
of the name proxy, because I hear it in various different
Yeah,
communities.
Spyro has
You'll hear
it.
it
Rack.
somewhere.
Spyro is the progenitor of the term proxy.
Okay.
Oh.
I don't actually remember why they started calling it proxies to begin with, but the funny thing about proxies is that there's a misattributed acronym to the word proxy,
Oh.
where it's people. I think the term is backronym, where you make up a term and then you make up the acronym afterwards.
There it is. All right.
And so the term they use is what is it?
Nice.
Hold on. It's practical redistribution of x-axis to y-axis. But that's not what it actually means. It's just, it makes you sound like a smart Jamin.
Yeah!
But you're not actually even saying anything. You know?
I like that.
One of my
so
favorite fun facts about proxies, a very famous one that most people never call a proxy, is super bouncing in Halo 2. It's the same exact property.
That is absolutely just a proxy.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, at this point, we're not quite done with the madness of Aranos just yet. So what we're gonna do here is, I need to restock on ammo because dying kind of ate up a lot of the spare ammo that I had, which isn't that big of a problem. I'm just gonna go over here and pick up a couple of extra.
I was going to say, is money ever really an issue in this run?
It's never an issue, but it will come into play soon.
Okay.
That was not intentional. Just wanted to put that out
It
there.
didn't seem like it.
But yeah, so this here, we're going to camera proxy up to a texture on the ship that, again, not supposed to be on any of this. And we're going to charge over once, charge over twice, position ourselves, charge over once again, hyperstrike down into this little side area here. So this, you can see, it says minus 20,000. I had 21,000 bolts.
Oh.
So we have a very tight routing for the bolts and what we're doing to make sure that we don't overbolt or like waste time on anything. So that gives us the trophy, I believe, like a Quark trophy, like Quark being like one of the guys in this game. And we're gonna cash that in later for something else that is an item that I definitely know what it is.
Dude, at a certain point,
Yeah,
he's like,
it all
this is
kinda
the route
blurs.
we follow. I do the things, eventually the run ends.
Yeah.
You know what's a funny example of that? Have you ever seen the notes for Breath of the Wild 100%?
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't tell you why you're going places. You just follow the notes.
No. You go there, there's something in a chest. Open it. I don't know. That part's not important.
Too much there to even question it.
Yeah, it's like, it's probably something I need. It's in the notes. I trust it.
So here's Gorn. Now that we spent our 60 raritanium on a nuke, we can use the nuke to damage these 4 ships to a pretty intense degree. This is normally an area in the game where, like, these are just kind of treacherous ship fights. They have a huge health bar. If you're playing the any % category, you don't get the nuke. And so you just kind of have to fight them straight up, and it's really annoying. But here, they're kind of dropping pretty easily. I think it might have actually given me the upgraded missiles on accident, which is not allowed, but I don't really care. That's not the point here. And the last thing we're going to do on Gorn specifically, we're going to go into mission 2, fire this one nuke. You can see it says there's 32 enemies in the bottom left corner. Now there's 0. So that's nice.
Wow.
That's where they all were.
Hey, man.
Very quick 25.
Odd strategy, odd formation strategy on their part.
Yeah, I know, right?
Right?
Yeah. He will never submit. I love the comment from 24/7 Yu-Gi-Oh! He will never submit this to the boards, which is hilarious because at this point, like, people in the community are getting annoyed with me because I have a habit of not submitting my PBs to the board.
Oh,
anyway.
dude, who submits anymore?
It happens.
Dog.
What was all
Yeah, like, come on, guys, grow up. Okay, so there's a skill point for firing, for shooting down 16 ships. Oh yeah, I never actually explained why we're playing on Japanese.
It's faster. Yeah.
Actually,
It's actually slower. What?
it actually is slower.
What a strategy.
But the thing is, for a while, Japanese was the best version. And the reason why it was the best is because there's one nanotech, one piece of health you have to pick up, that on every other version of the game is only there every other hour. So, yeah, I know.
It's a weird
It's a
in
weird.
time,
They
yeah.
thought they were being clever. They were like, oh, let's like do this like thing. But then when they ported it to Japanese, or when they made the Japanese version, they're like, this is stupid. Let's just make it there all the time. And so,
Every other like human hour.
yes. So like on.
Is it based off of the in-game?
I forget which order it is, but like
Really?
on even hours, it's in one state, and on odd hours, it's in another state.
That's all right.
Is it based off of the console time?
Yes, it is.
Okay, yeah, that makes
Oh my
sense.
gosh. You
This
played
is
this
scary.
game between 6 and 7 p.m. every day. Would you
Yeah.
like never see it?
Yeah, in theory.
That's redonk.
Gosh.
Why wouldn't you simply just change the clock time on your system every time you did a reset,
That's
and then
exactly
also
what-
calculated the exact amount of time it was going to take? Come
That's
on,
exact-
guys.
That's exactly what we
Right.
do. That's exactly what we do.
Yep.
And you have to because now we realize that the European version is the fastest because of like there's no when you land on a planet, there's a little animation of Ratchet hopping out that you can very easily skip. Oh wait, by the way, hold on. Let me take a second to do this. So this is not intended. I just want to be clear about this. He's gonna break that bridge, which is unfortunate. That's kind of my fault. But normally this is a boss fight that takes anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes.
Oh, God.
So let me show you what we're gonna do here. We're gonna bait him over to this other bridge, which I should be able to do this one relatively consistently. This might not work. It's gonna be a little scary, but we're gonna make it work. So now, I am shooting him, and he is shooting himself with his own lasers.
Oh my god.
Oh, right.
Pokemon cards, we need $76, and then we're gonna pop it. Would you like to pop the next
I
one
was gonna
open?
say, chat. Whoever gets
Apparently
we
the
got
stream
F's and-
exploded.
F's and
Yeah,
chat.
it was
you all should decide.
the trick was too hot for the stream.
Yeah,
It completely
that-
shut it down.
That blew up their dicks as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Twitch shut it down.
Should I
Too
just,
hot.
I'll just wait.
Yeah, I would just wait.
I'm gonna get some chips.
Ooh, good call. Good
We're
call.
waiting, or
Is the stream good?
And refresh.
Okay, it seems like it's back. Thanks,
mind.
chat. You guys are the best.
Me. That would be amazing.
What kind of chips?
Doritos preferably. If there are no Doritos left, then surprise me.
Okay.
Doritos. What are your least favorite chip?
Oh.
When
We are so
when
back.
Fu gets back, she's opening up a booster pack.
Yeah, Pokemon is my lifeblood. Thank you for the 80.
$80 from Pokemon is my lifeblood. Hell yeah, brother, I get that.
The cards are my essence.
Thank you so much. Push us past $14,600. Let's go, gamers. And again, that's every 200. It's also another $50. If Zen would like to teach me a piece of tech at some point throughout the run, he can.
This looks like some very intentional movement that you're doing here, right?
Oh yeah, you're not supposed to be going up this rail this way.
What? They didn't? The designers didn't want you
No, you're supposed
roping
to-
this tiny rail all the way up here?
Yeah, you're supposed to go down the rail. We like to go up the rail.
Oh.
You see, it's the word down and up fundamentally mean different things.
Right, yeah.
So we do the other one.
Yeah,
I skipped that day of school, so I appreciate that. Yeah.
Little bit of
Sometimes.
opposites day.
Yeah. So yeah, we're done with it. We're approaching the end of the first playthrough. So I have to buy the Spider-Bot glove, which again, understand, just viewers at home, upgrading these weapons takes a while. It is a long, stupid process that no one ever wants to deal with when they're playing these games that much. And I say this because we're about to level up the Spider-Bot in under 2 minutes, and it's going to be really cool. So what we're going to do is...
This actually excites me a lot. What are we doing?
what we're going to do is we're going to do a little manipulation strategy. These proto-pets give a lot of experience. So what we're going to do is we're going to double jump and land up here. Thank you so much. We're going to switch to the bomb.
Oh, I love this.
And so what we're going to do is I'm going to fire the bomb and immediately pause. And then I'm going to switch to the Spider-Bot glove from within the menu and watch the experience bar in the top left corner. Already gets chipped down to about like a third of the way there. And that's not even the best part. The best part is normally in this game, when you revisit planets, enemies give you less experience, right? It makes sense. They don't want you to just, you keep going to the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
However, for whatever reason, these protopets are some of the only enemies in the entire game that when you revisit the planet, it gives you significantly more experience.
Oh, they go the opposite direction.
Yes.
That might be an oversight. That
That sounds like an oversight.
So we're just going to do the exact same thing again. And we're going to land right over here.
Yeah, we're going to be...
1 second, and then you can have it. So we're going to do this once more. Again, keep your eyes on the experience bar, top left corner.
Oh my God, I love this.
And it's already fully upgraded, and I had a hyper strike to put myself in this spot to death abuse. and now I'm back at the ship.
Oh, that's so cool.
It is what the kids would
I
call
love-
the sauce.
The sauce.
The sauce.
yeah.
Very sick, nasty. All right, speaking of sick, nasty, what do we got in this booster pack? Yeah, we were not getting good focus on it earlier, so.
If it can be done, that'd be.
Oh, that's better. Oh, we can actually do it. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. Give me that big dumpy Pikachu. I mean Ratchet.
Yeah. You take that code card out. Yeah, take it out, and then that card that's in front of you, put it in front. Yes. Yeah. In the bottom, then flip all that over. Yeah, switch it over, flip it. There you go. Then start showing the cards.
I've never
from
felt more like Subway Surfers in the background.
Okay. Okay, here we go.
Energy, basic energy. Yeah.
Little basic lightning energy
I
for
may
the.
have gotten a small preview as to the back one.
Oh,
Ooh.
all right.
Yes.
Free dick dragon. Right.
Rotom.
Rotom, he looks cute. I only know the first 150. Oh, I know.
Togepi,
That one's in the anime. I know that one.
You're alive.
Yeah. Wait, 152? Oh, I know. User. Oh, that one's in the pocket game. I know that one.
Yeah.
So,
They used it in the pocket game. Right.
Oh my goodness.
we have a berry.
Oh, we got a little berry.
Okay.
Looks tasty.
Magneton.
Oh, a fatty
That's
Magneton.
not bad.
Can I
That's
interrupt
not
for just
wrong.
1 second?
Yeah. Give us the hot interrupt.
This is an like unironic seizure warning. Like I'm not even kidding. There's about to be in about like 20 seconds, maybe less, some extreme flashing lights.
Close your eyes,
So
chat.
I just had to give that heads up.
Yeah, then let's
Yeah.
wait for a second. Let's get through the flashing lights.
This is the final boss. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do a technique called spider stacking, where I'm gonna throw a spider, pause the game, unpause to swap weapons around. I didn't actually throw it up the first time. Throw one, swap weapon, pause again, swap back. There's 2 now, and I'm just gonna mash X.
Oh, yeah. That is intense. But look at that health bar go. Down to 30%. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, SRC! Woo!
You can open your eyes now, I assume.
You can now open your
If
eyes.
you want.
Right, you can flip through the.
Hey, look at
cards now.
Pokemon cards.
All right, let's do the last few cards. Let's get through this.
We got Magneton.
Got a Maggie,
Fatty Magni.
Luigi.
Ooh,
no,
Latios.
Oh,
Lati.
Latios. I think this is a good pack.
This is a good pack.
Oh.
Ooh, okay.
I think
we
there should
got
be
this
one more back there.
Vigoroth. It's got a little.
Oh, got a little
hollow to
shine
it,
on it, a little bling.
shiny.
And
We have a Mesprit. Ooh.
Ooh, that's a
Ooh.
beauty.
Wow.
dang.
That.
This was a good pack. Holy crap.
There's one more.
Oh, no.
Is there actually one more?
Yeah.
There's no way.
One more.
There's no way.
What could
Ready?
it be?
Don't do this to me.
Gastro.
Gastro.
Oh,
They-
okay,
what-
I saw the edge of the card.
Were there like 3 shiny cards in that pack?
There was a couple of
2.
hollows there, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, there are 3. Yeah.
Holy bedanger.
All right, I didn't get to show very much of the first pack because I didn't have the show in here. This was the first pull from the first one.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Beauty
My
there.
favorite. It's pretty.
Beauty.
There you go.
Put a sleeve on this.
Yeah, especially the Mesprit. Yay!
Yo, let's go. Thank y'all so much for getting us past $14,600. Thank you to Zem for being done with the first loop
Yeah.
of Rack 2.
This part is sick. So what we're gonna do is now we're back on Uzla. We're gonna start farming a lot of skill points as we continue to do this. All the skill points we skipped, all the platinum bolts that we skipped, we can get them all now. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna buy the gold bomb glove. This is the most high value weapon in the entire game. For only 1,000 bolts, it's like the second strongest weapon in the entire thing. So I accidentally died there. That was unintentional. However, what we're gonna do is we're going to do a little momentum clip through this wall from the ship. We're gonna charge off, hyper strike backwards, and camera clip through.
Oh.
Then we're gonna charge down here, grab the dynamo. No, this is, I forget what this one. I think this one's called the dynamo. No, wait. I don't know. It was something, but I needed it.
Nice.
So now that we got the
Speedrun.
thing, yeah, speed run. Somebody in the chat will know. They'll figure it out. So now we need to do a light little momentum thing here to get back over here. And this is kind of like showing off the power of what the movement can look like in this game. So that takes us all the way down here, and we're not done yet. We're going to side flip up here, double jump out over here to this texture, double jump, and then spam square against the wall to climb the wall. That's not an intended mechanic. It's just, but it's a very simple thing to do. If you double jump, go into first person mode, and then just spam square into a wall, it'll just work.
Oh my God.
Why didn't the devs intend that? I don't know. That looks so normal.
That looks like that could have worked. God, I love the movement in these games so much. And you would actually say, Zem, maybe I'm making this up. There's actually, you would say, almost not like a ton of tech in this one compared to a lot of the other Rat games that you've run, or at least Ouya and whatnot.
I would say if this were on PlayStation 2, I would say that there actually is quite a lot. However, on PlayStation 3, a lot of the tech is a fair bit nerfed. But the community, in like an act of retaliation, because that's just, you know, that's just kind of how speedrunners are. They created a mod where you can actually play with PS2 movement on PS3.
Okay.
And so even now on the console that was nerfed, we unnerfed it ourselves.
Nice.
So
Hey man, I love that about modern speedrunning community. You want to just make it
Fun.
You want the perfect thing?
Yeah, let's just have fun.
Yeah, let's go for it. Do you want to give a shout out to Amanda Bees asking, with $5 donated, can we start a $5 hype train? Open a bunch of booster packs, get people to eat some gross shit.
A bunch to go through. If every $200 increments, the next is $14,800.
Yep.
Spike's gonna have his turn to open a pack.
I would love that. What's your favorite flavor of Dorit?
I'm actually a Cool Ranch kind of guy.
Growing up, it was all nacho cheese, but I've evolved. Cool Ranch does seem
Cool
to be.
Ranch is
Also,
great.
what is it? The chili.
Oh, I don't think I've had that one.
Yeah, it's like a light, spicy chili one. That one's good. That one's pretty good.
Dude, I don't even care anymore. Just keep the European Doritos away from me. They're so disgusting.
Dude, are they just terrible?
So gross. Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna say Europeans. Overseas, you guys have a lot of things you do really, really well. You need to work on your Doritos.
Gotta work on that Dorito game, baby.
If you knew how good Americans have it with their Doritos, you would riot in the streets.
We got $10 here from the Brad dude saying $5 hype.
$5.
Wow. Went double that, but we'll take it. Thank you so much, Brad dude. $181 away from the next booster pack. Let's keep it going, gamers.
And another 381 for someone to eat this bad boy over here.
Oh my God.
Now we have the ability to manually.
Yeah, which that would just know that one's at 15.5. 15 is Phil's Toblerone. This is 15.5. I know. That money needs to come in. Yeah.
We just don't have that. We don't have it in the thing. All right.
Yeah.
At least we can show this. Is it something else?
Honestly, I think that's a better representation of what it is at that level of focus. Oh my God.
Are we at that part of the Colosseum where we're like, the weirdest food items?
They just brought it home. They brought it and said, eat it.
It's been out the air for hours.
First of all,
It's been in a
food
bag.
safety aside.
Look at that is meat, dude. that is unrefrigerated meat.
We can heat it up.
Yeah, for everyone at home. For everyone at home who's struggling to hear ADF, he gloriously approves of the meat mess, says that it's great. You should try some at home.
No, I got a question.
Sponsored by ADF.
What's up, baby?
Have you guys ever tried the Arby's Meat Mountain?
No.
Not. I don't think
I know they have the meat.
On principle, I cannot agree to a meat mountain.
To anything being called.
Maybe a hill, maybe a mound, but a mountain.
Right.
Come on, we're getting out of control
I'm
here.
putting a pin in this right now. You guys are all wrong. You need to eat the Meat Mountain. It will change your life.
Is it just all their meats?
It's
the
literally
roast
every
beef.
meat they have in the restaurant,
God.
all on one sandwich.
Kill me, dude.
I never thought I'd hear the phrase, you need to eat the meat mountain.
You need to eat the Meat Mountain. It is. Trust me, you will thank me later. Especially if you got to get it toasted, get cheese on it, and if they say for an extra $1, if you can add the filet-o-fish, do it.
Man, this
Trust me.
this is coming out of you like in a spiritual level. Like this is something that this is like American only, right? Kind of thing. Right?
Oh, of course. You
yeah.
think any self-respecting country would have a meat mountain?
The issue with
Come
you
on,
bringing
man.
Yeah, and your first foot on America after so long, you're like, where's the coast?
You know,
Yeah, man. I want. It's delicious.
you know, by bringing this up, there's going to be an incentive for a meat mountain, right?
Right?
I hope
There's
so.
Arby's we can find around here.
We'll make one. We'll
That
make
would-
our own.
Oh my, bro.
Yeah,
if
that's
we-
what I mean. The art.
Yo, if we made a meat mountain with that chicken that's left over from Panda Express,
Dude, shut up. I think Zem prefers their regular chicken over their orange chicken.
I do. I
Why?
always have. It's because I don't have a very high spice tolerance, and I just also don't like the taste that much.
On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you on spice levels?
Which number is which?
1 is you're white.
I'm like a 0.4.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
0.4 is where I'd put myself.
Dude,
Where-
I love spice.
Dude, where are we?
I give myself like an A actually.
I'm probably realistically like a 5.5, 6, but
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense.
If I go to a Thai restaurant and they ask if I want it spicy, I say maybe medium.
Maybe-
That-
yeah,
that's where I
yeah.
go. 'Cause I know there's levels to it, man.
Oh yeah, like I don't want like the bomb sauce from Hot Ones, dude. I don't want to die.
There's a certain level of Scoville that is just torture. It
Yeah,
exists
yeah.
specifically to torture human beings for fun and entertainment, and I agree with that. That is a good thing.
Yeah.
But
Like yeah.
not me.
Yeah. Usually places like I'll take usually the highest that they take, but sometimes when the cashier goes, "Are you sure?" I'm like,
Oh,
okay.
wait a
never
minute.
mind.
Freaking me out. We got something good going on though. We got that $5 hype train coming in. $5 from Rue. Choo choo $5 train. All aboard. $5 from Bobo Luck. I got $5 on it. Let's keep it going, gamers. This is all for an amazing cause for direct relief. Let's keep it rolling. Can we get to $20,000 by the end of the night? That would be massive.
That would be so huge.
Huge even.
$371 away from Phil having to eat a Toblerone. I've never had one. I'm assuming it's great.
It's
I don't know.
fine. I don't. I'm gonna be honest. When I saw that, I was like, is there like a catch?
"That's a chocolate, right?"
That's just he's just gonna eat delicious chocolate, and we just get to watch.
Like I'm about to eat like 2-day-old meat in there, and he's like, "I'll eat a chocolate bar. Let's do it."
You know what? That does sound like karmic, like retribution. If he's gonna eat all the disgusting stuff, be like, hey, we're gonna throw him a bone.
I'll eat an apple with some peanut butter.
We're gonna give Spike a healthy snack.
We're gonna have a salad. It's gonna be great. Eat something green, Jesus.
Oh, here's the stuff.
Yeah, you've already gotten
Don't
two.
even worry
Yeah,
about it.
throw
Don't even worry about it.
Baller.
It's fine.
So how would you define the difference between really like your first playthrough and the New Game Plus or the second playthrough? The game you're going?
New Game Plus is where the magic happens.
That's right.
That's where
Okay.
the magic happens. Any percent, honestly, I feel like the one thing I do like about Rack 2 is that I feel like the pace kind of progresses very naturally, where it's like it starts out slow. There's not many things happening, but then at some point, like the gas pedal just gets pressed further and further and further down until it's just balls to the wall, crazy shit happening constantly.
Yeah.
So that's what I think is kind of the cool thing about this game. However, like what's kind of funny about it is that it almost doesn't even need to be explained after a certain point because you see the thing and you're like, oh yeah, that's a cool thing that's happening.
Right. It's nice to a certain extent as a commentator in speedrunning. It's really cool when there's like some super complex stuff that's fun to explain and whatnot. Sometimes it's like, man, it's cool to just watch, especially like 3D platformers or the great Metroidvanias and whatnot, the Symphony of the Night, Super Metroid. Dog, just watch them go.
Yeah, when the movement is self-explanatory, that's a very special moment.
You hit like a moment of zen right there where speedrunner just gets to ball out.
Yeah, every
and
once
everybody
in a
watches,
while.
has a good time.
This is Superman 64, by the way.
I was actually going to make the comment.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, was that the first game to do flying through rings? Like, was it groundbreaking in that way? Do we have to hand it to Super?
I feel like there's no way it was. I feel like it had to have been Star Fox, right? Like
There was like a little bit there.
But Superman
Maybe
64
Pilot Wings. Yeah. Superman
Pilot.
64
It always gets the
really.
credit for
yeah,
flying
yeah,
through
yeah,
rings.
Yeah. We give it crap.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because that's half the game is flying through the rings for
Yeah.
it.
All I know about that game is you shrink the screen so it runs better.
Yeah,
Yes.
run it at 20%
I've
resolution.
never seen the end of that game. Is it actually just rings, or do you do something else?
You do other stuff. I want to say this real quick. Everybody out there, you're like an aspiring streamer or anything. Superman 64, it's dog water. It's so bad. It is one of my 5 favorite streams I've ever done. It is so absolute stream value to stream that, to get to share that moment with your community and everything. Play Superman 64, but it is trash. I got $5 here from Tylo Ren. Zem is a god tier gamer. Enjoy your time back in America, my friend. Oh, he is. He's eating all Meat Mountain coming in, baby.
Meat Mountain. What's the other one? Oh, the
Doritos,
All the
yeah.
Reeds.
The Reeds.
And Tylo brought up a really good point. I am a genius. God, I'm just so
you right.
talented.
Wow, yeah, and so humble too. That's the best part. That's the best part. People aren't talking enough about this. Actually.
One thing I actually do have to bring up that like in all seriousness, so I didn't actually mention this before, but from the beginning of this playthrough, there is a very real timer that I have to keep very close track of. I essentially need to get about 40% of the way through the game within, I think it's 18 minutes. I don't quite remember the exact number, but if I don't do it, and this is like one of the tricks that can really mess me up, for example, I can lose several minutes. So it'll make more sense in a few planets once, actually, I'm sorry, it's not even 40% of the way. It's like 60 to 65% of the way through the game.
Oh, damn.
So I don't have a lot of leeway as far as the amount of mistakes I can make. And so, like, this is a very intense planet, for example. Like, this trick is actually quite difficult.
I didn't know we just did, but I'm loving it.
Oh, that's scary as fuck. I hate that trick, man. And then we're going to die to this fish right here.
Hey, yo.
And it's going to warp us right back to our ship.
Nice.
And, yeah, basically, I didn't want to like detract away from. I actually do think that this is a game that kind of works best as like podcast background.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Where it's like it's nice to look at the squirrel do the funny tricks while more like humorous things are happening. So by all means, continue. I just needed to point that out so people
just
know that there
global
is
cycles
a timer.
are a thing.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, because I guess you'll explain it here in a little bit, because I was like, what is this cycle that you're trying to catch, I guess, or whatever. But $5 from LePew06. What is the Bolt to US dollar exchange rate? I mean, you get a lot in this.
You know, the interesting thing is this is not the first time LePew has asked me this question.
LePew, my dude.
And I still don't have an answer for him.
You know what? There's definitely, if it doesn't already exist, there's going to be a YouTube video that explains this in depth by
me.
I was like, by
with
them,
by me.
yeah.
Yeah, this many bolts equals this in game, and then if we weigh that in gold, right?
Actually,
do the conversion rate.
I'm not gonna lie, that would make for a banger YouTube video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that is
Do not
exactly
steal.
what people will click on.
Do not steal. My OC, do not steal.
Don't do it.
Good.
Oh, my gosh.
This is one of
Sometimes
the
you
most.
end up in the mosh pit.
So this is one of the most brutal planets in the entire game. This is Siberius, where everything goes wrong all the time.
Oh, my God. What about all that health?
It doesn't matter.
Why does none of it matter? I'm upset.
You get one tapped by everything.
What is this Elden Ring? Jesus Christ.
Okay, so I am going to go out of bounds here, and I kind of YOLO'd it the first time. I'm going to take it a little bit safer, I think. There we go. So none of this is stuff you're supposed to be able to land on, but there's a very like intricate movement sequence that we have, like, you know, there's optimal movement here, obviously. It's not easy to pull off. I'm just trying to do my best to not lose too much more time. Hopefully I can still make the cycle. I'm not 100% sure if I can. But essentially what this does is it gets us to a position where
Dude, I love these tree PNGs.
we get all the way down here to the arena and skip right to the boss.
Nice.
That is not an easy sequence, especially on PS3 where the movement is quite rigid. It mostly just takes a lot of practice to be able to do that. Like, it's one of those tricks that, like, you gotta sink at least like 5 hours into it. You know what I mean?
That's a whole session's worth kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've brought it up before, but the reason that PS3 is faster, I assume, is some sort of loading difference.
It's all loads.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, well, it's loads and the one thing that I've been keeping hidden from you guys this whole time. So
a bonus thing.
There is a bonus thing, and
love
the reason
bonus.
why I'm keeping it so under wraps, it will make sense when you see it. If I were to explain it, it would ruin the entire magic. But essentially, I'm going to do a magic trick at some point, and a lot of really weird things are going to happen.
Gotcha.
So you just got to trust for now.
All right, I believe you.
I trust it.
Yeah, because there is a weird thing about like games that have been released on multiple platforms that are like, for the most part the same, but then you have to go into the nitty gritty of like, oh, the mechanics are slightly different, but then the load times are different here.
Right.
Finding out the optimal, like, sometimes even the optimal console isn't what people play on because they like a different version a little bit better.
For sure. They
Yeah.
like certain tricks or whatnot. Hey,
Yeah.
just because something's faster doesn't necessarily mean it's more fun.
I've definitely seen many Kingdom Hearts 1 races on original PS2.
Oh, yeah.
And you're just watching the cutscenes.
And you're just like, all right, that's the version they prefer.
You're just hearing Sora, especially if you die to like Riku in
Oh, yeah.
Hollow
Here
Bastion.
comes the cutscene, baby.
Every
Oh my
time.
god, that cutscene! I forgot about that. Completely
Yeah, everybody
unskippable,
who
right?
was a kid playing Kingdom Hearts 1 got scarred,
Yeah.
or at least had that entire dialogue memorized.
Yeah, Clayton was another one.
Uh-huh,
Yeah, 'cause
yeah.
Ratchet.
Ooh-ha. Not Clayton.
Not
Oh, yeah,
Clayton.
not Clayton.
Classics.
Well, I'm glad Square at some point realized, we can make cutscenes skippable. Kingdom Hearts 2 would be a 13-hour speedrun if you couldn't skip cutscenes like KH1 was.
Is anyone crazy enough to do cutscene percent?
Oh, I have. Oh, like 10 times.
Oh,
How
my
long is it
God.
compared to skipping?
3 hours. It goes from 3 hours to 13 hours. 10 hours of that.
Crazy.
And there's like a 5-minute sequence that's just watching a dude walk down a ramp. It's
Oh yeah, I know, yeah.
it's clutch, dude.
Yeah,
That's a great
classic.
bathroom break.
That's a classic, yeah. There's also some banger cutscenes in Kingdom Hearts 2, man.
Oh yeah.
Did somebody say the Door to Darkness? That's a classic. You know what? I'm with Square. You can't skip
Yeah,
them.
fuck
They're-
'em.
It's art.
All right,
Don't
next
skip
year,
our art.
Next year, the Friday, the kickoff, Kingdom Hearts 2 cutscene percent. I'll do it.
Oh man. Oh, donation. For every donation goal met, you don't skip the next cutscene.
Oh my god.
So we're just held
All right,
hostage.
each of these will add 7 minutes to the game.
Yeah, I'm sure the production loves the idea of not
yeah.
knowing when the run's gonna end.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna say it. Cool Ranch is better.
Hell yeah, it is.
It has to
Seen
be.
the light, my brother.
I've always been 50-50 on it, and after eating that entire bag of Cool Ranch and eating one nacho cheese Dorito just right now,
You wish you just had 2 bags of Cool Ranch.
I
right?
wish I had 2 bags of Cool Ranch.
Yeah.
And the best part is, if you at home disagree, the only way to let us know, unfortunately, is through donation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to tell Zem that he's dumb, stupid, and stinky, we only hear it through, donations to direct relief.
and it will make me cry. It will.
Yeah, give me that hot donation for what is your favorite chip. Now,
Thank you
I'm still
so
going
much.
Sun Chips Garden Salsa.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Those are paint chips. Love those.
Paint.
Did you say paint chips?
Yeah, they're...
Paint chips. You know what?
This is a joke.
No, you know what? He's onto something. He's onto something.
See? Nukes knows.
I love. No, shut up. This is not a joke.
Classic.
I'm not going to ask for any clarification there. We're just going to live with it.
Yeah, they're lead-tastic.
Garden Salsa, live free.
Garden salsa is pretty nice. What's the cheesy?
Yeah, that's
sun chip?
the cheddar ding dong.
Yeah, I like the cheddar
cheese
ding-dongs.
blast.
Yeah,
Cheese blast.
The cheese blaster.
Yeah, dude.
The finger destroyer.
Okay, wait.
Cheese blaster.
I have a question. What do you guys think is the best kind of cheese?
Ooh, it depends so much. Like, are you just eating it raw?
Oh, okay.
Straight from.
Yeah, off a brick or
Yeah.
like.
Let me give you a scenario.
Okay. Break it down.
You have been invited to some fancy dinner outing, and and like they have like an hors d'oeuvre table,
Oh.
and they give you free reign to eat whatever you want. You've even got like a glass of champagne with you, and you're like, man, if I had a cracker with this cheese on it and a little bit of jam, my night would be perfect. What cheese is
I would probably say smoked Gouda.
Smoked Gouda is a great
It's
option.
so good.
Brioche is like. Gouda, yeah. Actually, that might be my answer. Gouda.
Gouda's great.
That's a really good.
It's also very versatile as like an hors d'oeuvre cheese for sure.
Here's what I found out. I think there was a place we went recently where they had a bunch of like very, very good cheese. Came out, and I liked all of it except for the blue cheese. I cannot stomach blue cheese.
Blue cheese,
You're not
I
a
feel like
blue
it's a
cheese
similar
guy, eh?
thing with like cilantro, where you need a specific gene to
Sure.
not make it taste like terrible. Or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah.
This
Like,
is
I don't have
conjecture. I don't think it's real, but maybe it is. I don't know. Science? Any science in the chat?
Any
Scientists?
sciencers?
Man, I'm a man of science.
Hey, I did that earlier.
I don't know anything about science, but I like.
But like, man, it's cool, right?
Yeah. It's got to be real. I'm saying it's real. Who cares? I said it
Science
on the
is
internet.
real?
It must be true.
I mean, it has to be. Wait, are you talking about science or the cheese?
Yes.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm the same. Blue cheese, I can't stomach it. My brother, on the other hand, loves it. Can't get
Yeah.
enough of it. And I'm like, have all of it. I don't want any.
Which, like any other cheese, like I'm not like a cheese fiend by any means, but like any other cheese, I think is good and fine and delicious, yada yada.
A cheend, if you will.
Yeah.
Cheese
So
feed.
blue cheese comes off as like that's not cheese.
Well, they have to
That's
make
something else.
They have to make it mold in just the right way,
Right.
and it's like once you're telling me that like we have an optimal mold concentration to make this cheese as nasty as possible. Oh, okay, yeah, I'll have some of that. Sure,
I'm not gonna lie, man. I like the mold. The texture does it for me.
that's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with
That's fine, but it is weird.
that. I will be silently judging you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll accept you, but we won't respect you. So I'm actually I'm doubling up on skill points here. It's a little double, if you will.
Double.
I'm destroying these 4 rockets while also protecting the tourists. If the squirrels eat the tourists,
That's weird.
bro, did you guys just see that tourist just walk off a cliff? If I don't get this skill point, I swear on my life. Okay, I got it.
All right.
Cool.
Okay.
I guess that guy just did.
That was like,
he did
you
that.
mostly got him.
We only care about the squirrel incidents. If they fall off a cliff, that's on them.
That's on them. That's on them.
$161 away, chat. I love that during these I get to do math the whole time. $161 away from opening our next Pokemon booster pack, and $361 away from making
Okay, wait,
my
wait.
boy Phil each Toblerone.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off like that, but I had a burning
Oh my god,
question.
cheap. Oh my god.
Is there any Pokemon theme song that you guys think beats the first one?
I can't remember most of them.
I was
I'm
like,
gonna
was
be
there? It's kind of like the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I'm like, dude, I just have the first one.
Yeah, it's so iconic. I think it just drowns out any potential for future. You know.
I think some of the
Yeah, give us the bangers.
some of the ones right after are pretty killer. I think, especially like the Johto ones and like the I don't know, man. They're just good. They're good.
I'm sure if you played it, it would unlock a distant memory
Yes.
of my past, and I would be like, "Oh, this slaps."
If anyone remembers, it was in Hoenn. It was a Pokemon Advanced Battle. I'm undefeatable. Pokemon Advanced Battle. That one's the best one in my opinion.
All right.
Did they? Is that the Gen 3?
That's Gen 3. Yeah.
Did they call it Advanced Battle because the Gen 3 games are on Game Boy Advance?
I think they got.
They did,
got
yes.
something in mind with that. Yeah.
Nintendo loves putting little like very obvious but kind of subtle at the same time, like hints to their systems and like certain games where like, oh, you have to market it as like blank DS or have the initials DS in the game. For example, Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow, Castlevania DS.
There's no way.
It was
How did
called
you
that on
just blow-
purpose.
How'd you blow my brain like that?
Yeah. Also, Nintendo had a touchscreen requirement for DS games.
Yeah.
So if you're ever like, oh, why does this game have like forced touchscreen gimmicks? It was like part of the contract for games. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. Don't quote me on that because I have no sources, but I said it on the internet, so it must be true.
Well, Mr. Shasta has been going through DS destruction, playing every DS game, and one of his things he ranks for, he's playing through every single Nintendo DS game, and one thing he puts is, did they implement the DS functions well? Like every single one of them, there are a lot that are bad, and very clear they were like, I don't want to add this. Here's something stupid. It's like a map or something you can click on.
Yep.
Oh no, what just happened?
I
Zemi Poo was
died.
upset.
Yeah, I'm upset.
Oh my god.
I'm
so
upset.
silly Zemi.
Yeah,
are you
what do
sorry again? Are you gonna
Yeah,
apologize?
I'm so sorry.
To distract you from your pain, have you ever considered is there any consideration paid to like the hundreds of just mobs that you mow down throughout the game? Their lives, their families, you know?
Right.
Does Ratchet ever have like a moment of like reconciliation where he's like, I've done so much pain? Or am I just, headcanoning nothing?
Are you a traitor to the cause?
Good question. You know what? I would never be a traitor to any.
Yeah.
I want to be on the right side of yes.
Yeah. I gotta go.
I would recommend you never ask that question again. Personally. I mean, listen, man.
I say Captain Cork did nothing wrong. I'll say it.
That's a good thing to say. Say it more often, frankly.
I've been saying it. I will. Don't look at my social media. I'm gonna have to delete some posts.
Wait. I need to tell you guys a story.
Okay, I'm down.
This
I love
is one of those
story time.
stories that you can only know about, like, if from being in the Ratchet community.
Okay. Now we three will know.
Okay, so there was like once upon a time. This was back in 2021 during like the heat of the pandemic, and oh wait, I'm not supposed to do that. Basically, the voice actor for Captain Quark, his name is Jim Ward.
Yeah.
He got very ill, like very ill. He had like a bout with like I don't know if it was early onset Alzheimer's or like what it was, but like it was essentially he went back to back on like serious treatment and then bam, COVID. Like he nearly died like twice. And he had like essentially what happened was he incurred, American medical health system. He incurred $1 million of medical debt. And thankfully, his insurance was able to pay off the large majority of it, but he still owed about $50,000. And so we ended up doing like a huge community fundraiser for him, and we ended up like in a week's time, we put together $25,000.
Oh my
and
god!
it was like honestly one of the coolest things our community has ever done.
Specifically, the rack speedrunning community. You all did it. Yeah, that's amazing.
And what ended up happening was, so the process to get the money over to the Ward family was quite difficult. But we went through the hurdles, we did all the stuff, right? But the problem was that there was a faction of Ratchet fans on Reddit who like spearheaded this movement that like I organized the whole thing to steal everyone's money.
Oh,
they were like
taking a book out of Mike Uyama's play.
Dude, yeah, nice.
Dude, it was crazy. It was crazy.
How many yachts you got? Can I get one?
Dude, to this day, I still get people coming into my stream to tell me I'm a terrible person from stealing for this man.
I mean, it's true, but not for those reasons. Come on, guys, get it right.
I think that's sick nasty that you did that.
It was like seriously such a cool moment for our community, but like it really goes to show that like no good deed goes unpunished.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You cannot do anything in this world without somebody trying to give you grief for it.
Good job swindling people. How do you feel?
Dude, it's insane, and they have no, like the accusations are completely baseless. It's all just conjecture of like.
Wait, Reddit just based off of conjecture,
I
rushing
know,
to a conclusion.
Shocked.
What?
The guy who like originally spearheaded that movement of like being like, no, don't give these people your money, like it's a scam. He ended up getting like. He was like the head mod of the Ratchet subreddit. He ended up getting kicked out of the entire. Like he got like for complete abuse of power, just got banned from Reddit entirely.
Oh my!
It was
God.
amazing. It was so.
I
so
loved
cool.
it.
That's good. Good job.
Yeah. What a wholesome story. We learned a lot today.
That was so
Yeah,
cool.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Your community raised all that money for him.
It's seriously one of the coolest things we've ever
That's
done.
the lesson I'm taking away, is that speedrunners turns out are pretty dope.
Yeah. We are pretty dope as we continue to bring in money for direct release.
Let me, so I've been kind of saving this as a little surprise the whole time.
I love
Oh,
Surprise.
surprise time.
So I'm about to get my bolt count between a range of 983,000 and 1.046 million. So you can take a look at my bolt count right here. It's at 998. That is within the range. I'm going to create a save file right here.
Oh.
And now I'm going to get my bolt count between the range of 1.046 million and 1.114 million. So I'm going to do that by doing this mission 2 more times. 1, 2. And now what I'm going to do is, the last piece of the puzzle, I'm going to quit the game.
Hell yeah.
Honestly, I've been waiting for you to do this.
You and all of my community
surprise.
both.
The surprises were done.
The surprise is, well, we're done, people. So now I've done something called quit exploit. I've set it all up. So this is exclusive to the
Now I go out and get a job.
This is exclusive to the PS3 version of this game, and it is only possible because of a developer oversight when they were porting this to PS3. So now I'm going to get an autosave here by completing this mission, and then I'm going to go to Tabora. And now, one of a few different things are going to happen here depending on how much time it actually took me to get here. The in-game clock is now running. It is now attached to Ratchet's skins. So you can see my armor changed. I think I just barely missed the cycle. I literally missed it by maybe 30 seconds. But that's okay.
Ooh.
That is okay. What I'm going to do is now, I'm going to spend 1,000,000 bolts to get the Rhino 2, which is the most powerful weapon in the game. And I'm going to go and collect all 100 of these desert crystals. I do have the location of all of them memorized.
Let's go.
You have to at the top level. There's just no choice. And so what I'm going to do is now, I'm going to hunt through here to basically kill some time. Because I need... Right now, So what I have done is, let me explain as I'm doing this. Quit exploit is essentially the closest thing that we have in the Ratchet community to arbitrary code execution. It's not quite the same thing. It's closer to, I guess, pointer manipulation is probably a little bit more accurate. But what I have done is I've essentially rewritten the values of so many different things to be attached to other things they're not supposed to be attached to. So, for example now, the experience bar of every single weapon in the game is attached to my bolt count. And I have also underflowed my crystal count. Normally these crystals give you I think it's 10,000 bolts per crystal. So if you collect all of them, you can get like 2 million bolts. But now, what's going to happen is, let me go over here. So eventually, it's going to let me cash in thousands upon thousands of crystals.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be able to get hundreds of millions of bolts, and the magic number is 80 million. If I can get to 80 million bolts, then every single one of my weapons will upgrade off of one enemy.
Oh.
And that's what cuts out the weeks of grinding.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah.
So, but there's some weirdness that's also attached to this trick. So, for example, as you can see, I'm going to keep getting upgraded nanotech off of every single enemy that I kill. But every time I get an autosave, look, you can see I have like 10 rings of nanotech there or something like that. I'm about to get an autosave by collecting a platinum bolt. And you're going to take a look at my nanotech again. It's going to only show 2 circles. So, like, basically here, I collect these 2. Again, we're at 11.5 circles right now. 11 3/4. I grab this crystal, it creates an autosave. And now I'm gonna hit L3 to show you guys this. Take a look. Yeah, 2 3/4 now. So it resets your health every single time you get an autosave. There's a lot of weirdness that happens because of this strat, and all the values essentially just being like morphed to different things they're not supposed to be morphed to. And so this is the reason why PS3 is faster for this category.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah. Out of curiosity, is there like states of the game or different things you can do to like crash the game because it's pointing?
Absolutely. I'm glad you mentioned that. So now the reason why I keep mentioning 18-minute cycles is because every 18 minutes it's going to swap my armor, and after a certain point it's going to run out of armors, and then that's when the game crashes and you brick your file permanently.
Okay.
So who found this back out of the game, come back, and do what you just did?
Well, I'm currently working on a YouTube video where I discuss the history of Ratchet and Clank 3's worst planet, and it's gonna be a banger video. But I go into a lot of depth on how Quit Exploit was found, because that was a very critical part of the process. Essentially, without getting too in the weeds of it, the most simplified explanation I can give you is that it was found by complete accident.
Always the best kind.
Eventually, when people dug through the code of this game, they realized that it happens because normally there's 4 bits responsible for attributing your save file to a specific slot in your memory card, right? On PS2. But on PS3, they essentially worked with like 0 values.
I don't see no memory card, yeah.
And they forgot to swap it back. And so like, they literally, I'm going to probably die here. Yeah, that's fine. I forgot to buy ammo for all my other guns, so the game just refused to give me Rhino ammo for a while. But yeah, so basically, where was I going with this? What was the thing that I just said?
There's no memory card. The
yes,
saves
thank you.
PS3.
So yeah, normally you have like 000A, 000B, 000C, and D, and those would attribute your save to the proper spot, like slot on the memory card. And now on PS3, it's just 0000. And so those 4 bytes being all zeros causes havoc, absolute havoc. And all you have to do to activate it is just quit the game. And so there's a few things that can influence what happens during quit exploit. I'm trying to remember what they all are. It's hard to do it while I'm also doing all of this, but I'm going to try my best. The things that I can remember off the top of my head: bolt count, frames played, planet ID, so whichever planet you were on when you quit the game, and there is a 4th one, and it's the one I always forget. If anybody in the chat happens to know, please feel free to let me know. But yeah, there's 4 things that influence what happens during quit exploit, and essentially we have just had data miners in the community go through like nearly every single possible sequence. So when we say things like, oh, they didn't find it worth their time to look into this one random thing, it's because they were busy doing this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, this is way more important to look into than some other stuff.
Yeah.
And so quit exploit has insane applications. So we're talking, like, it gets as ridiculous as putting the levitator gadget from Ratchet 2 into Ratchet 3.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can do insane shit with this. It's unbelievable. In this category, we are very lucky that the bolt count requirement to be able to do this sort of thing is quite low, and is essentially what you would get normally throughout the course of a playthrough anyway. But there are certain bolt values that just give you insane results, like completely insane results. So I'll be showing a lot of that off if you guys want to look out for that YouTube video. Not 100% sure when it's coming out, but if you ever see a video going viral called Ratchet and Clank 3 Speedrunning's Worst Planet, you'll know that's the video to click on.
Yeah, I did want to give a shout outs to Zem, obviously a extremely good Ratchet and Clank series speedrunner, but I know you putting a lot of focus into your YouTube channel as well.
Yeah.
If you want to just plug that a little bit.
Yeah, sure. I would love to plug that. So essentially, it's been a very long-term project of mine to, like, I feel like this is kind of the progression of a lot of people these days, where they start out doing their niche thing, where it's like, oh, I'm the Ratchet guy. Everybody comes to me because I'm the Ratchet guy and I play these games well, and you know, I'm good at being able to talk to people while doing all this insane shit, right? But then eventually, you know, in the lifespan of a content creator, many people eventually realize that there's more to this crazy world than just doing one thing. And so eventually you broaden your horizons, you learn to face your demons, right? And for me, it was like late 2021, early 2022, where I was just like, I don't know, let's give this YouTube thing a try. And so for the last couple of years, I've been learning, like, probably the wrong way in a lot of ways, but you know, it's a messy and complicated process for everybody. But yeah, nowadays my videos are very in-depth Ratchet and Clank stuff, obviously, because that's how a lot of people found me in the first place, and I want to do right by my audience. But I've also broadened outwards over the last year and a half to or so into Platinum Trophy projects. So, like, you know, on PlayStation, it's like a very okay, I'm still just barely outside of the cycle. So what do I do from here?
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
You just got kill time, basically.
I got to kill a little bit of time, but I'm trying to think of how the best way to do it is. Okay, so let me.
Can you go to another planet and kill time, or does it have to be here?
I can, but it's better if I just do it here, I think.
Right.
This is one of those awkward situations where I have to really figure out a lot of stuff on the fly. But yeah, essentially, nowadays, so Platinum Trophies, if you guys are unfamiliar with the PlayStation schematic, how the whole PlayStation community operates, what Xbox achievements were back in the day is what Platinum Trophies are for PlayStation people. So, you know, the Platinum Trophy is what you get when you collect all of the other achievements. And so that is, like, I didn't know this for a long time. There is a gigantic audience of people who love these videos. And there's, like, dedicated creators who only do Platinum Trophy videos, and it's just like...
Oh, yeah.
Like, they make a killing doing it, and I'm not quite at that level. You know, I'm still figuring a lot of it out, but it's been so fun because it's forced me to, like, go more into the casual side of things and actually broaden my horizons and play games I otherwise wouldn't have. I got the Platinum Trophy for Crash 4. That one's really, really hard. I did all of Elden Ring. I did, you know, like... now, in the beginning of 2025, I'm going to be going for Crypt of the Necrodancer, which is almost unanimously considered the hardest platinum ever, and it takes usually on average about 900 hours for people to get it. But the craziest thing about it is if you're good at the game, you can do it all in one sitting. That's the most insane part.
Do people do like...
do it.
Yeah, I'm about to say
Scooty absolutely could do it. Yeah, I'm sure he has done it many, like, you know, on multiple occasions, you know? I think there's less than 100 people who have ever gotten it.
Wow.
So it's a very rare achievement. So I'm going to go for it. We'll see how it goes. But then I'm also broadening outwards into general speedrunning content. I had one video I did. It was a video called 8 speedruns that have been completely ruined. If you guys are interested in speedrunning, maybe you saw it pop up.
Dude, I can't wait. Yeah.
And it was a little under-researched, I will say. Like, I understand now, like, what I should have done then. You know, you live and you learn. But, like, essentially, what happened was that video just popped the fuck off. Like, I did not expect, like, I knew it would do well. I didn't, it's like nearly at 1 million views now, which is huge for me. You know, I know for other people that's like, oh, well, yeah, that's like, you know, like for people like Summoning Salt, that's like an underperformance. You know what I mean? But like for people at where I am at, that's pretty huge. You know, so
absolutely. And it's tough, man. It's tough to like find stuff because speedrunning is so broad.
Absolutely.
It's for so many different games. How do you begin to start to do research? Because I always talk about, like, oh, it'd be cool to do like a top 100 speed games of all time. Where do you start?
Where do you even begin?
Like, what are your qualifications for what makes a good speed game? You know, it's impossible to do research on every single game out there, even the popular stuff. Yeah, man, that's tough.
And I've even trophy.
Trophy.
You guys see that in the top right corner?
Hey, yo, I saw a little trophy up there.
Congrats.
Okay, all right. Well, I guess we're collecting trophies now. I think my PS3 heard me. So basically, you know, it's the tough part of content creation, but it's super, super fun. And if you guys ever want to check out my stuff, I'm Zem on YouTube, XEM. Yeah, I'm really proud of it. I'm really putting a lot of hard work into it, and that's my career aspirations have broadened to the point where that's what I want to be doing now full time.
Oh yeah,
that's good.
So, I hope more speedrunners are able to find that avenue on everything because there's definitely a lot more in talking about speedrunning these days than just doing speedrunning. As much as we all love doing it,
I understand the hesitation that a lot of speedrunners have because I was there for a long time. You know, where it's like, oh, but I don't know if this is for me. I don't know. Like, there's so many other people doing this thing, and it's just like, man, like there's infinite things to talk about in speedrunning. You know, like we have so many things to just blather on and on about.
You could make 10-hour videos on one game, and again, the community is
one part of one game.
Yeah, one part.
Yeah, and you also have to give yourself credit. And how much information do you know that no one else does?
Absolutely.
And turn that into something that, wow, this is interesting.
And that's actually, like, anybody who's ever thinking of doing that sort of thing, that's where I think everyone should start. It should always be that thing that you know way too much about, you know? Because it's like, yeah, you might over-explain some stuff and people might not get it, but, like, at least you'll have fun, You know, you'll have
100%.
fun doing, and that's the most important part. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to lately. I've got some Ratchet stuff planned for next year. I got some Plat Trophy stuff planned. I got some speedrunning stuff planned. You know, trying to fill all the buckets, as we say. So yeah, I think it's great. I think YouTube is the wave, and I think more people should do it.
Well, as we look to fill up our own bucket here at Speedrun Colosseum, we have the wonderfully talented in multiple ways. You heard his voice earlier, and also here his voice even more, as not only can he play Ratchet and Clank at a super high level, he can give in-depth commentary the entire time. From me, I always have a lot of respect for that. We got $10 here from Spy62. Johto Journeys and Master Quest openings for Pokemon both trump the first one, they said earlier. That was one from a little while ago. And again, gamers, we are sitting here raising money for Direct Relief here at Speedrun Colosseum. Raised $14,649. We are just a little shy of that $15,000, at which Majin Phil has dedicated. He will eat a delicious chocolate bar. Toblerone, anyone, if you are a Phil fan, you probably know more so what we're talking about. But yeah, he'll do it. He'll put it all on the line and put that chocolate bar in his mouth. Zem, how are those chips hitting?
Are they better than chocolate?
It's so different, man.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I want to go back into the trophy conversation.
Yeah, sure.
Objectively, the hardest trophies are the ones that are locked behind online functionalities.
That's true.
It's like, is there any Ratchet games that have that problem? Hopefully not.
I don't believe so, no.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Because I could have sworn there was a, no. I think it was like a multiplayer only Ratchet, but I don't think it was online. It was like all for one. Is that what they call it?
Oh, that horrible game. Well, before I get into that, I do want to just point out real quick that notice how I have a weapon here, right? And then it's not upgraded at all, and I kill one enemy, and now it's fully upgraded. So that's what I've been.
nice.
That's what I've been up to while we've been talking about all this. But yeah, all for one. I honestly forget if there have been any online trophies for Ratchet. I want to say if there are, they're not like that bothersome. I could be wrong about that. I'm not the expert when it comes to those Ratchet games.
Yeah.
There are other you know, it honestly blows my mind how passionate some people are for these other Ratchet games, because I personally can't fathom it. And for me, it's just like, oh, you, yeah, okay, that's fine. I guess you really love Secret Agent Clank. Good for you. You know what I mean? Like the PSP game that came out like years ago that like people played, and then I don't know, but there's like a diehard community for these games now, and that's kind of rare, because it wasn't like that in the community for a really long time. But I think I'm kind of sidetracking at this point.
Oh yeah, it was more like certain trophies starts to be like it's essentially like a ticking time bomb. Eventually, those trophies will be inaccessible. At least in legitimate means.
Okay, so Foas in the chat says all for one and full frontal assault do. All for one just requires you to join a lobby, which is hilarious that that's all you have to do. And FFA requires you to actually play. Okay, so FFA, I had a feeling if any of them was going to be it would be full frontal assault or Q Force, depending on which region you're from. But yeah, it's I don't know. Those games, personally, not the biggest fan. And I think most of the community also kind of feels that way. But again, like I said, there is a diehard few who do know this stuff, thankfully, to kind of keep us grounded in case we ever need it.
Is there like a subset of Ratchet, like in the Ratchet community, that would just, because I'm from the classic Sonic community, and it's usually regarded that like the first 3 Sonic games of the trilogy are just like the best, at least in the 2D spec.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people enjoy Mania, but it's like, you know, it ain't like the originals, and anything that comes out of that, you know, the originals are always better. But in Ratchet, it seems like Rift Apart, that came out like in the PS5, like that seems to be a generally, you know, well-accepted game. Is that something that like, our game is just as good as the original?
Oh, you have no idea what kind of can of worms you just opened by asking this question. You have absolutely no clue.
Oh, he knows. He knows.
Yeah. People, the casual fans hate Rift Apart. A lot of them really hate it.
Okay.
At least a lot of the diehard fans do. I personally put it as the #3 Ratchet game ever. I think it was fantastic.
Okay.
And the reason I think it was fantastic is because I think it just adapted to PS5 really well. Like, it's hard to make a modern Ratchet game. So many Ratchet games in the last 12, 13 years have been extremely underwhelming. You know, and it's no knock to Insomniac. It's like when you have to make 16 games in a series, they're not all going to be winners. Yeah. You know, that's just kind of the way it is. But like, I thought Rift Apart was a really great return to form. I thought it looked beautiful. I thought it played amazingly. I thought a lot of the weapons were really cool. But a lot of the casual fans really did not like it at all.
Really?
Yeah, they said it betrayed the original games too much. They were like, I don't know. I think it's a very baseless complaint, and I feel like it's very nostalgia-driven.
Right.
Maybe for the wrong reasons. But like, yeah, I think as a speed game, not many people tend to play it only because PS5 speedrunning is kind of in a rough spot where...
Well, people own the console.
Yeah, well, yeah, first off, very few people even own PS5s, but the problem is that the PS5 is too good at rendering. And so, like, you can't brute force a lot of skips or a lot of checkpoint manipulation because the system just loads too freaking fast.
Yeah, one thing I'll say about Rift Apart is probably like the best game to advertise that the PS5 doesn't have load times or doesn't have as much load times compared to. Because I remember that was a big thing, like your game just loads instantly.
Yeah.
When you're going through like the different rifts in Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, it's like instantaneous.
Yeah. So it's the speedrun still has some really cool stuff.
Right.
But I would say, overall, Rift Apart as a speedrun is relatively dead. I don't think there's anybody who's really even grinding it right now.
Is it kind of like a we think we figured enough of the game out to the point where like what's the point?
There was a very like dedicated community of people who were running it a lot, like the first year or so after the game came out, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. I'm not 100% certain. But essentially, yeah, after the runs started getting really optimized, people just kind of started losing interest, honestly. It's as simple as that. Sometimes it happens in speedruns. Especially with Ratchet, the games are very trend-based, where it's like, sometimes it just takes one person to run a category for everybody else to realize that category is really good, and then they start running it too. But right now, it's actually kind of interesting. I would say a lot of hype for the Ratchet community for a while was propped up by the release of Rift Apart, where it's like a lot of people were like, oh, well, it's like, oh, you know, I remember these games from when I was a kid, so even if I'm not playing or speedrunning Rift Apart, I'm still interested in the actual runs themselves. Nowadays, I would say, and this is something that I think is kind of like, I think it's a trend in speedrunning in general, where speed runs themselves are almost overdone. If I can say it, you know, like maybe it's a bit of a hot button way of putting it, but like,
Nah, people have been saying it for 5 years.
yeah, exactly. You know, it's like we know that you can play the game super fast. We know you can do cool stuff. We know there's glitches everywhere. Show me something else. And I think a lot of other communities are ahead of the curve. At least with Ratchet, and maybe some other PlayStation communities would agree that like the modding scene still leaves a lot to be desired. And it's not a knock to the community. It's mostly just a size and resource issue. You know, we don't have the manpower like for example, Mario or Zelda games do, where there's just, you know, hundreds of people at any one given time who are super interested in this. So, you know, some of them are going to make mods, some of them are going to make challenges, some of them are going to do interesting, unique things. Right. But we just don't have the same player base in PlayStation, so we are behind the curve. And I will readily say that. Maybe that might upset some people for me to say it so bluntly, but you know, I live in the Netherlands now. Dutch people are known for being extremely blunt. You know, we are behind the curve. It's as simple as that. And I hope someday we can catch up as far as mods go, and maybe there's some people who, you know, maybe there's somebody out there, maybe there's a few people out there who are like, who could really make a difference for these communities in that capacity. But right now, it's like, we have some mods, we have some challenges, things like that, but we really could use a lot more to keep interest a bit more sparked, I would say. So, and it's kind of reflected in a lot of ways in my content and how I present it these days as well. Because for me personally, Ratchet was always the safe thing. You know, if I ever wanted to experiment and it didn't go super well, I could always just play Ratchet and, you know, oh, my audience.
Yeah, it was your go-to.
Yeah,
for sure.
You know,
Yeah.
But nowadays, that's not the case. Even my own audience is like, man, can you play something else? You know, it's like that. How often does that happen?
The worst
But
feeling, yeah.
I think it's a great thing. Because how often do you actually get permission from your community to take more chances?
Right.
You know? And so I'm trying to view it more in the silver lining kind of way of like, oh, you know what? I do have the green light from my community now.
Do you want to hear my hot take about the future of speedrunning?
I would love to hear it.
I think, and I could be proven wrong, and I might also be slightly vindicated already, that a big portion of people's interest is going to be tied up in a combination of light modification plus challenge runs. I think Ironmon is a fantastic example of that, where the game isn't so insanely different that you can't recognize it on first glance, but it is also different enough that the game is more challenging. There's a lot more random elements added to it. I think randomizers in general, we've already seen over the last like 5 years, like the speedrunning retirement homes usually are the people who boot up stream to play rando for 8 hours a day, that kind of thing, for their individual communities.
I want to tell you guys a secret. I want to preface this by saying absolutely no offense to Pi, because I know he's here. I despise Ironmon.
Oh, dude, he would love to hear that.
Yeah, I think he might agree with you, actually.
Like, oh, yeah, I know it's bad.
But you know what it is? I get it. I get why people love it. I think it's the dumbest thing ever. I'm like, I play because I'm secretly a huge Pokemon nerd, and I just don't mention a lot because I'm normally just the PlayStation guy. But I'm like, yeah, dude, I love Pokemon. I played Ironmon for like a month, and I was like, I was ready to just like bash my head against a wall. I was like, this is not Pokemon.
That's as it's intended.
This is just.
What do you mean you don't like gambling on stream?
Yeah, it's just family friendly slot machines. It's just like, you just roll the dice.
What are we gonna get next time? Ding, 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 ding.
But like, I get it, like I get why it works, and I think as like a content piece, it's genius. There's a reason why it like worked so well for him, and for so many other people,
Gotta find your thing, man.
Yeah.
I really enjoy the conversation we're having, and I figure I'm going to also throw out there for a donation incentive. If anyone in the chat just has any particular question in mind for Zem, or really anybody else here, get your donations in. $10 questions, and we will answer any of our thoughts on speedrunning, on gaming, on content creation, on shooting this dude in the dick. We will talk about it.
Oh, wait.
$10 questions right here. Also, right there, we got a $60 donation from DJ.
I love DJ. I love this guy. He's so cool. Good. Continue.
Coming at you on 98.2. Glad to always see Ratchet at these events. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, DJ. With that, we are under $100 to our third Pokemon booster pack. $91. And finally, I'm going to get to sling one of those open.
He's a big fan of Ratchet and Clank, I can assume from his username, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So
$10 thrown from one of us here in this group. We've been getting to talk to Zem a lot. I think especially when you're in content creation, these sorts of conversations are fascinating.
I love them.
If you have any questions, just how our days are going, just get them in. $10 questions. We'll answer them.
So I'm going to actually go back to talking about the game for like a hot second. This is by far, in my opinion, the scariest part of the entire run. So this is Planet Dabo, and I'm attempting to get a skill point called Old School. And so the stipulation for the skill point is kill every enemy in the level with a Ratchet 1 weapon. Now here's the thing. I'm not using any Ratchet 1 weapons. And so the way it works is there is a strategy called experience leeching. And that's exactly what I did earlier on the ice planet when I was like suspended in midair.
Yeah.
I fired the bomb and swapped the weapon.
Yeah.
If you swap to a different weapon, for example, while this nuke is in the air, so I'm going to fire and quickly switch back to the wrench, all of the experience gets funneled into the wrench instead of the other weapon. So this is like the perfect combination of being able to kill the enemies fast and get the skill point at the same time. But the thing is, if your timing isn't really precise, you just lose 3 minutes. So it's such a scary part of the run. Actually, it's more than that, because not only do you have to redo the whole level again, but you also have to quit to the PS3 main menu first. So you're losing in the ballpark of 4.5 to 5 minutes if you mess this up. It's really, really tense and nerve-wracking, and it's so far I think I'm actually doing pretty well with this. I haven't had any like scary moments where I'm like, oh, that definitely didn't work. But it's funny because the Zodiac here is also not a Ratchet 1 weapon, but it just counts. So I
get one of those, like, looking into the code of the game and whatnot you were talking about within the community.
Exactly. Yeah, we did a lot of data mining for this.
Just found that was an oversight and like, okay, we'll take advantage of that. Why not?
Yeah. There were I think like a few people who looked into this skill point very extensively because this was just such a widowmaker of runs for such a long time. So many people lost so many runs to this planet. It's just obscene. That one may have not worked. So, but I'll keep going and we'll see. And if not, then you'll get to see what my punishment is. It might have worked. I'm not 100% on it though. If I wanted to play it super safe, I could have just paused immediately after firing and then swapped the bomb, because the bomb is a Ratchet, like not this bomb, but this bomb is a Ratchet 1 weapon. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. If I don't get the skill point, I'll just be very sad, but I'll understand.
Got $10 here from Dustin Handjobs. Question for Zem. I was just going to say that one. Question for Zem. Angela or Rivet?
Bro.
Bro.
Okay, so it's so funny. His username is actually Dustin Hands Up, but I've never not called him Dustin Handjob.
Hey, man, you earned that.
Angela or Rivet? Angela or Rivet? I'll go with Angela. I'll go with
girl.
Angela. Yeah. It's like the two Lombaxes in the series. And while I personally don't have listen, I got nothing against furries. I'm just not one of them.
That's what they all say, bro.
That's what they.
That's what they all say.
That's what they all say.
Hey, great for you guys, not me, obviously.
Yeah. Much respect.
Me? Never.
Maybe.
Yeah, don't look at my search
Fingers
results.
crossed.
But
No.
That's fine. It
So
happens.
the punishment is
We get to quit the game, and I get to.
wasn't
it's
that
like,
the reward last time was quitting the game?
We were happy about it last time.
yeah, we were happy. How the turntables.
Fun fact about turntables.
Uh-huh.
The other place, you know, those tables, they turn.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they turn.
There's no way.
Yeah, turntables. We have turntables.
That's sick.
You can't see them, though.
I love that.
Yeah, I think the punishment, the actual punishment, is that outside we have a 7-mile spanking machine. But you know, that's
Well, okay, now it's going to be, we didn't need to tell them about the spanking machine, you know? I thought that was just for us.
We basically just dox ourselves. Oh, I know where that is.
Oh, yeah, the
I
satellite
every
imaging
weekend.
that shows the 9-mile-long spanking
yeah.
machine.
It's like the wall of China. You
That's
can
my
see it from the
weekend,
moon.
dude.
Okay.
Also, remind you guys, we got other amazing content also coming up after this, including we're going to do bowling relay after this, a bowling speedrun race. What the rules are, I don't know, but we're going to do it. We got a bowling alley in here, and we're going to make it happen. Oh my God, I hear a little.
Why is it called bowling, by the way? There's no bowls.
You're right.
You're telling me if I believe hard enough there's bowls? Okay, I believe you.
I got $10 from Synergy. Spike, what is in your opinion, the worst game you've ever played? I'm sure that it has changed since the start of Sesmania. Pit Fighter. That shit is ass. That ass is shit, dude.
Care to elaborate for those that missed out on the Pit Fighter?
Yeah, Pit Fighter is basically a game that everyone's like, oh, it was a fine arcade game. I bet you it's bad in the arcade. But yeah, it's a little fighting game. Just literally go YouTube Pit Fighter for the Super Nintendo. It looks like some super beta stuff that they just said, the Super Nintendo couldn't handle what the arcade version was. There's like the UI looks absolutely awful. It's one little fighting game. You get one health bar to go across like all 12 fights. You fight the same like 3 dudes 4 times each. It's just really, really bad. It's a pathetic little, it barely is even a video game. Now, the more interesting answer, Superman 64 is pretty bad. There's a lot of things out there where like they overplay it, how bad it is by the internet. No, Superman is awful and it is correct.
It is nice to see a bad game that earns its reputation.
Yes.
I need everyone to know that I spoke to Majin Phil and he wants a Toblerone so bad. Please, please donate for him. He's so sad right now. Please.
We are actually withholding any other type of
I was
food
gonna say, yeah.
to
We
Phil.
are eating.
Yeah.
He's not.
Right. We actually have him locked outside. So if you want to feed Phil, shout out to what that reference is from. If you want to feed Majin Phil, How do you say it? A Toblerone?
Toblerone.
I probably
Toblerone?
said it wrong the whole time.
Toblerone?
No, it's Toblerone.
I don't know how to pronounce it. Get us to $15,000. I'm enjoying burgers with habanero sauce on them, and they're delicious.
Oh, yo.
The weird thing is Phil said he wanted this too. Like he said, lock me outside for charity.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
In
it
a
was his
cage.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And the weird thing is he said afterwards that he was going to lie about it later, saying that it wasn't his idea. So just keep that in mind, Chad.
Oh, that's right. I think I see him there on the. He's like banging on the glass or something.
Because he's having
What's
so
all
much
that
fun.
blood?
Yeah.
It's all part of the bit.
Yeah.
Everything you've seen so far in the event is all part of the bit.
I got $10 here from P. Perrick. Question for Zem: what is your game of the year? Good luck on the run.
Listen, I'm extremely biased. I'm gonna say Astrobot, but mostly
Astrobot's so good.
I did not play. Okay, so I actually have a lot of opinions about this, and I'm gonna start vocalizing them now.
Oh shit.
So I think.
Very brave of you to be a gamer with opinions in 2024.
Right.
I just want to put that out there.
What are the options again? I know Balatro got nominated. I know Wukong got nominated. Right, like those ones were nominated. Good. Okay. I got
Rebirth.
Rebirth should not have been nominated. I'm gonna say it.
You don't like Rebirth?
I cannot stand the fact that people just update games. Like, okay, I get that it's good, and I get that it's different enough from FF7 that I'm not that mad about it. But like, I saw people trying to push for Silent Hill 2, and I'm like, are you insane? Like, it's just the same game, but it's just now on PS5.
Why are you booing him? He's right.
Can people stop rooting for remakes to become Game of the Year? Just like let them exist as like a great game from their own time, and just stop trying to get them to win awards.
The issue is that we can't have new things because new things don't test well within the test groups of people that make games and want to pitch games.
Yeah.
Therefore, we must recycle the same idea over and over and over.
My game of the year is Phil eating a Toblerone.
Yeah, the year's not over. It could be
here
that.
live at Speedrun Colosseum Game of the Year.
Oh my God! Well, the questions keep coming in. Maybe we can get them there. We're $201 away. We got $10 anonymous. What is Kiara's favorite book or series?
Favorite book or series, like like TV series or movie series, not nondescript.
That's open-ended.
All right. I am very recently, I've been watching this like every night, like even here at like 3 a.m. in Discord calls. The Office is pretty amazing. I have not seen it until like the last couple weeks. I don't watch TV. Yeah, American Office. I am just dying at this show. Like every single episode, I can't believe it. Like I can't believe I missed this show. So yeah, I'll go and say right now it's The Office.
That makes sense. As a millennial, you are forced to watch it at some point before death. I assume, right? No?
I know I just went. I'm going backwards a question. I also want to say, Zem, you've been doing great.
Hey, thanks.
You're great. You're doing
I
awesome.
appreciate that.
Also, game of the year is UFO 50. That's game of the year. I'm sorry. I understand that the other games look pretty.
He's spitting though.
But UFO 50 is game of the year.
Wait,
Sorry.
I do want
I'm
to go
not sorry.
back to my rant though, if that's okay.
You can rant.
I also am mortified that Shadow of the Erd Tree got nominated. I think that's an abomination.
It's a bad precedent to put DLCs as game of the year.
And I say this as somebody.
I actually don't think that, but keep going. Yeah.
I say this as somebody who fucking loves Elden Ring. I think that game is incredible. But I also understand that Shadow of the Erd Tree is like its own thing, But like, are we really going to even have this discussion of like, oh, let's just give it to Elden Ring again, maybe? I don't know. I think that a game of the year needs to be a game that actually changed the landscape of gaming in some significant way. Shadow of the Erd Tree did not do that. FF7 did not do that. Balatro arguably actually kind of did that. I wouldn't be mad if it won, although I think a lot of people would be.
They have no whimsy in their heart, though.
Astrobot, I think, is like the reason why I think Astrobot would be cool if it won Game of the Year is because it would actually set a precedent that like PlayStation can just make fun games and people will actually buy them.
Oh, sure.
You know what I mean? Like
we can live in a world where we have fun 3D platformers again.
And also, I think I don't agree that Wukong should win, but I would also understand if it did because it was a very hot button game when it came out. Yeah, you know, it's good. It's good enough that people liked it, and like, yeah, you know. So that's my full rant.
I think
I'm
this
done.
conversation is also under the premise that like Game of the Year is some sort of meritocracy and not just a marketing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is assuming that we actually care about the meritocracy of video games.
Woo!
Yes, we are.
I've got $50 here from Doodleby. Hopefully a GDQ question is okay. Sure, why not? It's your donation. But will the Disney song segments ever come back for the Kingdom Hearts runs? Spike and Zem singing Gaston and Zem singing Hellfire are still some of my favorite GDQ moments. Thanks for putting on this event. Oh, well, thank you so much, Doodleby. I tell you what, if we get to that 15,000 by the end of this run, Zem and I will do some Gaston at the end.
I would love to.
So we can.
Is that a Pokemon pack as well?
That's a Pokemon pack. I get to open some Pokemon cards. Yay! Yeah. And you take the next one.
Are we good here?
Yeah. Give those questions for me.
I just gotta.
We have the. Did you read the $10 from Moon? Yep. Okay. Spike, is there a speedrun you wish you could go back to, and why is it Final Fantasy IX?
Final Fantasy IX is a banger, absolutely. But I always kind of want to go back to the older ones I haven't touched in a while. Donkey Kong Country 2, always a banger, amazing speed game. So there you go.
Very political answer.
We're gonna open some Pokemon cards.
Yeah, very political answer. You said yes, but also I'm going to talk about something completely different right now.
Zem, Rook. Zem, I just want to say I support your idea. I support the concept. If anybody wants to dispute like add-on content, whether it be like an extension of an already existing game, or a DLC or whatever it is, to not be nominated for Game of the Year.
Yeah,
I do think those games can still be considered like there have to be like a different category.
Yeah,
right.
Here's the thing. Where do live service games fit into that? Like, can Fortnite win every year ever because they keep adding a new game every time? No, of course not.
Put that to the front.
No.
Yeah, it becomes very messy because the way we distribute video games now is very different than it's ever been.
Correct. All right, we got cards coming up. We got a water. I can't read that.
Basic water energy.
Basic
baby.
water thing. Yeah. I don't know Pokemon cards. I'm gonna embarrass myself.
I don't know Pokemon. So
water energy is what that's called.
There we go. That's perfect.
Perfect, yeah.
Perfect right there.
Rats.
That is
Panda Mouse.
Tanda Mouse, yeah.
Mousehold is one of the cutest Pokemon ever.
Yeah, Tanda Mouse.
Mousehold is pretty good.
Fanpy.
Fanpy?
I love Fanpy.
Rats. Elephant thing.
Oh, it's Stunfisk.
Roadkill. Let's go. Road.
Yes.
I think it's just a blob. Shellos?
Shellos. I love Shellos. Where are you? Okay. Turtonator is so big.
As somebody who has not paid attention to Pokemon for a while, this is a ride.
It's pretty good, right?
Turtonator, I
Tauros?
think...
You know Tauros.
I do know Tauros.
Yeah, DB knows Tauros.
But it's Paldean Tauros, so it's different.
Counter gain.
You need more counters.
Yo.
I love old good Walrus.
My man Andy Reid.
Yeah, all these packs are from Surging Sparks, the newest expansion.
Heck yeah.
We're like totally not hyped for it, but somebody in the chat is going to be like, that's actually meta and you need to play 4 of them. Oh my god.
Tapu Koko.
Whoa. That's a cool looking Tapu Koko.
There can't be... Is there like a new meta where Pokemon names are actually like 2 separate words?
It is, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, I don't think I've ever seen that before.
So the idea behind the 2-word Pokemon names is that they are they're called paradox Pokemon. So
yeah.
It's like the new thing exclusive
Iron
to Gen
Jugulus.
9. Iron Jugulus. Iron Mugulus. Shout out to Jimothy Cool. But yeah.
Ooh. Oh, we're $1 away.
Where's Phil? Wait, we have to leave him in the cage.
It's we're $1 short.
Oh, I actually swallowed the key.
Phil eating Toblerone.
Ooh, okay. We have a couple questions here. So first of all, thank you so much for the $190.
That's a big donut.
From Remnant, friend of the show. We know Remnant. Yeah, we know Remnant.
All right.
We got a couple of questions. We'll go in order. So I'll read all 3 of them, and then we'll answer them in order. So number 1, Zem.
Yes.
Why do you choose the mustache? We have for the couch, what is your favorite candy
Wait, we
bar?
gotta go one at a time though, right?
Well, I'll read all three and then we'll.
Okay.
Yeah, for the couch, what is your favorite candy bar? And for Phil, no Toblerone for you. I'll let Phil know while he's outside that he's not allowed to eat.
I think the mustache looks great, man.
It's growing on me.
Yeah.
like
So
it.
why did you choose it? That was the question.
If I'm gonna be completely honest, the girl that I'm seeing.
Yeah. Let's go.
She really likes it.
Hey, $1, Tsubasa.
Take him out of the cage. Take him out of the cage.
Someone, Phil, you're eating a Toblerone.
We let him out of the
We
cage
let him
for
back
this.
in. You thought we were kidding.
Toblerone time.
Can I get a blanket? I'm freezing. I've been
audience-
outside for like 6 hours.
For all of you,
He's
at
been
home,
outside. He's been outside since the board game.
For all of you at home, I'm gonna let you all know.
You got one
This
right
is
there.
maybe the least
Okay.
chaotic
Real
Ratchet
quick.
Clank speedrun.
Before-
Maybe the least chaotic.
Before we do Phil,
Hold up.
what's your favorite
This
candy
is about
bar?
what it's like every time.
Favorite candy bar, Spike? Yeah.
A Reese's Cup.
Reese's Cups is the correct
Anything
answer.
Reese's. If you don't count that, a Snickers.
Reese's Cup is the best answer. Is
If
the
you
correct
have a
answer.
sense you want
Toblerone
to
has
watch.
to be eaten in a sexually provocative way. So I ate your
What?
going to join me.
What? What?
I'll just talk
You
after
want to
this
get
is all
front and
over.
center for this?
Oh,
Hey.
thank you for the $100. DB, favorite candy bar, real quick.
The Toblerone.
You know what it is? Coffee Crisp. I love
Coffee crisps are good.
Yeah. I'm sad that we don't really get them in the U.S.
All right. All right, so we got $1. Tsubasa, thank you for the $1 that put us at
We love you,
15,000.
Tsubasa.
Tsubasa with the $1. $1, Bob.
$1.
$1, Bob. $1
That
it
means
is.
wings.
And then $100 from Raya?
Raya, yeah.
Raya?
Yeah.
I apologies if I mispronounced that. Are you Zemming, winner? Thank you for the $100.
Absolutely, Dad.
Absolutely. I believe we have another. That one just came in right after that. We got $10 from CF Jeremy. CF Jeremy again.
I always call him Herme.
Okay, all right. With no comment, thank you so much for your $10 donation. We
Thank
appreciate
you guys
it.
so much
Love
for
you,
all the
buddy.
donations.
Yes.
Let's go, gamers.
All right,
We're
so-
only $90 away from opening 2 packs, but I think it's Toblerone time,
I think
right?
it's Toblerone time.
There is the background, so there's a lore to this.
Oh.
Tell the lore.
Do you want to do it just because we're almost done? No, you should do it.
Well, I gotta tell the lore about.
Yeah, figure it out.
Okay.
You do, you're
So when I started streaming on Twitch and I was doing Majora's Mask speedruns, every time I would get a personal best, I would eat a piece of Toblerone as a prize for PBing. And that lasted about 2 years until I stopped being able to PB and all the Toblerone I bought expired. Which really sucked. And so I haven't eaten a Toblerone in God knows how many years. So this is like ancient speedrun ritual level of like.
I'm excited.
You know?
This is like history
Yeah,
we're watching.
Yeah, just absolutely tragic. So
Ratatouille, like, bring himself back in time.
I'm right back in high school with this again, dude. Jeez.
And so now, how does pie tie into this?
He doesn't at all.
All
I just
right.
kind of forced him.
I just got roped into this. I didn't know that this was a chocolate. I've never.
he webs us
Oh, it's
all.
actually
Yeah.
really good. It's actually really good. Okay.
My first time.
Okay. But I was waiting. We have that like background. Where's Campy? Campy had the background thing from. Okay. Okay. Cool.
Real quick, we have $10 from Anonymous. Zem, it says, Zem, you bald?
I'm not bald.
I am sitting behind Zem. I am off camera. You can see me. Hello. He's clearly not bald.
Do we get, like, a
I have the
careless
best
whisper
angle
of it, too?
of
You
anybody
did?
currently.
He's got pretty cute hair.
Yeah, his hair is great.
What? 18-bit, 10 more
Absolutely.
bits than 8-bit. Oh, you're spoiling us, man.
There's a lot.
Yeah, careless whisper.
Are you guys going to go up front or are you guys going to go back here?
Yeah, dude.
Hey, you two come up here.
And if you guys
What?
like this level
On
of
the couch?
chaos in your speedruns, check out twitch.tv/zem92.
That way we can, yeah.
How's your speedrun going, by the way?
Oh, I'm telling you, this is about on average for how chaotic a Ratchet 2 speedrun ends up being. So don't even worry about it.
All right.
We're having a great time.
Honestly, you've kind of just been murking a bunch of guys, and
Yeah,
it's been
I'm
like
chilling.
pretty impressive that you have like.
I'm having a great
on behalf
time.
of Zem's
Yeah.
run.
This looks like a really comfy part of the run.
The only
Like
thing that's
you're just like,
resembles
dude,
any
I'm just gonna
accomplishment of mine
defeat
for
some
me.
waves of enemies and use all these cool weapons, and these games are so
Want a
cool.
piece of this?
I would love a piece of that. That sounds amazing.
Zem's like, I'm actually
Yeah,
the one
yeah,
that's starving.
Toblerone. I
I've
want
been
that
here
shit.
for 3 hours. I did some singing beforehand.
Oh, we're gonna do more singing. We're doing karaoke tomorrow, right?
Dude, why
That's
are you
still a
opening?
thing?
It's not time.
Oh, it's not
What are
time.
you
My bad.
doing?
I'm sorry.
Brother.
Oh God.
Oh,
All right,
is
you guys are doing the Lady and the Tramp?
do you have the music playing and stuff?
We should everything's Lady in the Tramp.
Oh, okay, cool. I kind of want the immersion though. Like I want like to hear the music. Yeah, play the music, man. All right.
Play that funky music.
Wait, what's the
white
song?
boy.
Careless Whisper.
Oh, we're.
Character.
I can pull it up on my phone. Yeah, someone pull it up on their phone
I
and
can't
put
get
it
into
between
character.
and someone point a microphone at it.
Okay.
Well,
It's playing. Wait. where's
Careless
the-
Whisperer.
Where's the background thing with the?
Oh, it's careless.
do you want like a guy singing like Italian like what's the Lady in the Tramp scene?
That's
Real low. Hey Peter.
You know.
Hey Peter.
You go down low.
I can.
The Cusco. Poison for
can
Cusco.
go so
Cusco's
low.
poison.
That's pretty good.
It's
Thank
for
you.
you.
I could do a couple. I could do him. Could do a Stitch, Meatwad. A couple of them.
Nice to have a pocket, impression.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. There we go.
This is. I really. Okay.
All right,
You know, Phil.
brother. No, stop funny. Stop laughing.
Stop laughing, Pi. It's not funny.
Yeah. What do you want to tell me?
This is Toblerone.
Yeah.
What you want to do is slowly remove the Toblerone from the package. Slowly. It's a very delicate procedure.
Mind you, everyone, he did this
I'm
every
sorry.
time he PB'd in Majora's
Sorry,
Mask.
This is my first time eating a Toblerone.
Every
and
time.
I'm very nervous.
Slowly. I want to remove just the front part of the wrap.
Can you help me? I'm very nervous.
Pi is so lucky to have someone guiding him through this.
Special for you in your life. Zem is gaming,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
need to support him.
I need to.
It's imperative, Pi.
Imperative.
It'll ruin the run otherwise.
You're
Alright.
gonna notice
I've really butchered opening
each
this.
piece of the. No, that was fantastic. Each piece
You're doing great.
has a tip. It's
Just the
all
tip?
about
Just the
tip.
tip. Okay. So do I just
No. So first,
smell it?
I just want
smell it.
Smells like chocolate.
Tara, on a scale of 1 to 10,
Smells incredible.
you can just hold hands up, fingers up. How normal is this behavior between these two?
Yeah.
20 out of 10? All right. Just so everybody knows, this is not
Now what we're
Yep.
gonna do is we're gonna slowly
years.
move piece number one. Slowly, delicately, so that it's very sensitive. And we're just gonna examine the piece
Yeah.
with the music slowly, centrally playing behind you, just for the immersion.
You know what would really make this moment? You know what would really make this moment better? Spike whispering sweet nothings in the middle of the room.
Spike. Never gonna dance again. While Spike is doing this, just the tip. Right?
Yo, moment? Pie moment?
Holding the tip.
Anybody got a pie moment?
Oh, you want to give me the tip?
Pie moment? 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 Moment?
That was so smooth.
Oh, this is fantastic. Congratulations on your personal
That's what everyone wants to hear in this.
Oh,
Happy
man.
sexy Toblerone time.
Are we still going?
Yeah, you want a second one?
Now it's just a game.
We have $1.69
Oh, yeah.
from Transby and Rachel. It says, tell Kiara that I liked her skirt. Kiara is not in here, but I will relay the message. Thank you so much.
Oh, I love raw dog.
Oh, who doesn't?
That's my middle
Who
name.
doesn't?
Reboned earlier. And now he's gonna fucking raw dog.
Oh, man. Oh.
No, dude, stop.
Can I get in on this too, Spike? Can I?
I want you all to know, Zem is gaming. I want you all to know.
Oh, that doesn't matter right now.
Zem.
That doesn't matter right now.
Zem's like, dude, I don't care,
Oh,
man.
no.
Hey, Spike, can you take two at once?
This is what we're here for.
Also my middle name. That's my mother's maiden name. Two at once.
Right?
Two at once, boys.
Two at one time, bro.
I'm usually just the DJ, but I'll hop in on the action. I'm glad this song's so fucking long.
I really hope.
Why isn't the song ending?
I had to limit it once.
I really hope my mom is not watching.
This is for charity, folks. This is for charity.
Sorry,
Holy
I had
fuck,
to.
man. Holy fuck.
They couldn't hear a word.
I had to go outside. Oh my god.
Giving two at once. Yeah, I'm waiting for you, man.
Ooh, funny.
Here you go, buddy.
Ooh.
Still going.
Thank you all for.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's an extra.
Thank you all for raising $15,000 for direct relief.
And I want you all to know that I am going to be submitting this to the leaderboard later.
It'll get approved for sure.
I think so. I think it has to.
I don't even think this might. Yeah, this might not even need retimed. I think you're good.
Count. Ready?
You're still eting the Tolbur.
Well, there's so much of it. There's a lot.
Oh, that's so kind of you. You guys are amazing.
Could you? This does go on the leaderboard. The mod just doesn't watch the rest.
The beginning of the run looks fine. Yeah, we'll submit it.
Don't care.
So, anyways, what's going on right now?
So yeah.
No, there's been some stuff that's happened. Don't worry about it.
Okay. All right.
This is like one of the most normal bits we've had at a Speedrun
Honestly,
Colosseum.
yeah, this is payments.
You guys have been doing like a legitimate.
This is a
speedrun
very
here,
normal
and then
bit
we
for
just come in
Speedrun
and
Colosseum.
start
I will say, it's not
chocolate.
that.
Listen, it was whoever was on screen during the 15.
Part of the whole thing.
Yeah, man.
Yo, how's it going, Zem? How's the run been?
How's a
Been
run
awesome.
going by?
Dude, you're stone cold through that whole thing. I'm impressed.
I
Well, he
mean,
also got some Toblerone.
bro, I play.
He's getting bailed out, dude.
Bro, I've played like fucking 10,000 hours of this shit. Like, there could be like a tornado. There could be a tornado in the background. I'll just be like, yeah, whatever, man. Like,
Dude,
like another day at the office.
dude, congrats on the PB, man.
Thanks, dude.
You think we might make this a? You think we can make this a separate category, perhaps?
Yeah,
Toblerone percent.
Toblerone.
Of course, yeah.
Doing a speed run while men beat each other.
You guys did not see Anna in Tara's face.
Oh, they just died.
When Jakku asked that question. And I did. That made it so much better.
Anna couldn't even hand me the Toblerone.
Oh, she was so funny.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Pokemon, you need to open a pack. You want to open?
Yeah.
Yo, Pi opens the booster pack.
A 5-pack, dude. For
You've seen some Pokemon before in your life, right?
I have. I
You
have
know what-
seen a Pokemon once. Just.
Yeah, rip that bad bitch.
All right, I've never opened a pack before. Rip. So where am I? Right here. Hold on, let me. Here, you hold the microphone. All right.
Oh shit, there's burgers? Yeah, there are burgers. Oh, there's burgies.
Yeah, finish your run, dude, so you can eat.
Oh,
That's
beautiful.
your incentive to go fast.
You finish the run.
Yeah, you're not leaving.
There you go. and a glizzy.
And then there's Skip and
What are we looking for here?
Oh
For
God.
the thick Pikachu EX, or we're calling it
There are
Ratchet
some
EX. The
honestly
specific card we're looking
legendary
for
tales
is
of
where
Ratchet
Pikachu
runners
is back in that
just
ass.
destroying things
Ass
for their own
is in the
benefit.
front.
Backing the ass up.
One that comes to mind immediately that reminded me of this exact situation
Okay.
Yes.
is that
So,
during I
you
think it
can
was
start this one.
SGDQ
Okay.
2018 or something.
Okay.
We were playing the board game Secret Hitler.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and one of
And
the
the rare
members of the
card
Ratchet
is right
community, his name
here,
is Skits.
right in the front.
He
Flip it over,
was Hitler in the
and you
game.
start.
No doubt.
And
Chat, let me know how
but
great
he
the
didn't-
sound
like,
quality is
he
right now with all the
accidentally got
conversations. I
roped
really
in the
want to
game.
know.
All he wanted to do was just go back
Thank you,
to the hotel room and
DK64
start
Speedruns with the Fat Raid.
and so when he found out that like somebody gets a gun and gets to shoot Hitler, and if they shoot him, the game is over. He just goes, "Oh no, don't shoot
I don't know what
me.
this is.
Yeah, shoot anyone but
Well,
me."
what's this?
And then the guy who had the gun is like, "I guess
That
I'll
looks
shoot
like a
Skids," and then he
dog.
Skids
Alright,
flips
that's a
his
dog
card over
Pokemon.
immediately and just like, "All right, cool, let's get out of here."
All right, another dog. 2 for
Everyone
2
was
on
taking
dogs.
it so seriously, and he just ruined
I
the
play
whole
Pokemon.
game.
I really do.
That's so good.
3 dogs in a row. That's crazy.
But yeah, I'm about to be on that.
Chad, are
kinda
you
grind
seeing
where
this?
there's a
We got
quarantine near my
3
face.
dogs. Can we make it 4 dogs in a row? Hold on.
What do we got here? A Coppa Skid.
That's a dog.
Dog.
Does that look like a dog, Spike?
That's honestly, I'd pet it. That's dog.
All right, 4 dogs in a row. All right, listen. If this next Pokemon is a dog, I expect for 5 dogs a huge 5-dog donation train. All right?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh my
Oh
God!
my God! It's a dog.
Look at it!
It's a dog. Look at that.
Yeah.
Wait.
That's like
big dog.
That's a big dog.
That's a gigantic dog. All right. Holy dog.
That's like 3 gumshoes.
That's okay. So that was 5 dogs. All right. Here come the donations. All right. Another.
Yeah,
and another dog. 6 dogs. Is this incredible? Can we
I don't think
get
I've ever
7
seen a
dogs?
dog streak.
This
like
streak.
All right,
Dogs
for the
love
dog.
bells.
Hold
For
up.
the dogs.
Hold up. That's a dog bell.
That's a
like
dog bell.
Pavlov's dog.
Dogs love those.
So that's
Pavlov invented this.
dogs. All right. This is the dog pack. All right. Another
Oh,
dog.
that's a dog.
Oh my God.
That's a
Mystic
dog
dog.
if ever
It's
I've
a
seen
psychic dog.
It's a yeah, man. All right. All right. That's not a dog. Sorry, guys.
That's
That was 8 dogs, though.
Is the next one the rare one? I don't know how many. All right, big reveal, chat. We're looking for. We don't even care about the Pikachu. Honestly, we want a dog. Here we go. It's a dog.
Look at that big dog.
Look at that. Whoa. Whoa.
Chat,
Ancient-
donate your
ancient
favorite dog to us
That
right
is a
now. We'll read it
long
out
dog.
loud. Reminder that we are supporting Direct Relief here with these donations. Hope this has all been entertaining for you at home.
That was. Can you believe how many dogs were in that pack?
Dude, I think it was because you opened it.
I might have been, dude. 5 dogs in a row.
Gamers, 74 more dollars, and we will open up another booster pack. We got about 4 minutes left in this segment. Zem, you've been killing it, baby.
Hey, thanks, man.
I'm sure
Appreciate
we're
that.
not finishing.
No, we're not even gonna come
Oh,
close.
no, we're not gonna come
No,
close.
no.
Still submitting it, though, right?
Duh.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah, it
it's
makes
even better if I don't finish the run.
Then if it gets accepted, we have some questions. Because at the very least, mods will they'll look at the start and the end, right? If you ain't even doing that, dog.
Dog.
Dog,
You know
big
who is
dog.
also a dog?
Who a dog?
Bagel's a dog.
Bagel is a dog. You know who also is a dog?
You're.
Poppy is a dog.
Poppy is also a dog.
But you know who isn't a dog? My cat.
That is true.
But you know who is a dog? Gumshoe.
Gumshoe is a dog.
Gumshoe's such a
He's
dog.
a dog.
What? Oh,
He is
my
the-
big dog right here, baby.
Thank you, Anonymous, for the
dog.
$5 donation.
Yo, here they come. Here they come.
They're rolling in. They want one
We
more
want that
booster
dog
pack.
train rolling. Let us know your favorite dog with your
Honestly,
donation comment.
you know what? I kind of want to see. I kind of.
favorite dog.
Whoa!
I died.
Poppy's not your favorite dog?
I'm getting the hell out of here. I don't want to do this.
Yeah, dude, you got 3 minutes left. It's your show.
If I'm only playing this for 3 more minutes, I'm doing something fun.
Hold up, more dogs on the way.
All right, I honestly hope that the next person that opens up a pack specifically looks for dogs.
Right, that's all the. They
Like,
tear all the ones that
They're
aren't a
just like,
dog.
this is not a dog. I'm not even gonna. This doesn't even.
I don't even care.
You know what I mean?
They throw the rare Pikachu on the floor.
I mean,
stomp on
is
it.
Pikachu kind of a dog if you think about it?
Like,
we have $25 from Karu.
Boy, what you're ruining,
5 dogs
man.
donation train, and by dogs I mean dog versions of Abraham Lincoln. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, yeah.
I
Hey,
relate.
check this out. Whee!
Whoa, that was so
cool. Sorry. My V. It was going to look even cooler because I was going to do that, and then I was going to like, wee. Oh, fuck. Not that either.
What are you doing?
Don't worry
Break
about
it down for me.
Real quick, I saw
You
it.
got 2 minutes on the clock.
So I'm gonna,
What are you doing?
I'm going to double charge forward.
DB called it out earlier. I do want to say thank you.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I was going to say thank you earlier for the raid, DK64 speedruns. Morning.
It actually,
Morning.
in many ways, it's
We have
physically hard.
donations coming in. We need to read the donations.
Yo, the
There you go.
$5 dog donation.
Gamers,
The dog
we got
donations.
90 seconds. We need $34 more to open up one more boost pack and look for more beautiful dogs.
We have $5 from Anonymous with no comment. Thank you very much. We have $5 from Pi. Who was the dog's favorite artist? Andy Warhol.
Snoop Dogg.
The Baja Man.
Snoop Dogg.
It's Andy Warhol.
Andy
Yeah, they meant like
No, I think the ones that we came up with were
another
better.
$5
Yeah, I think
from
funnier.
Synergy. Shoutouts to both mine and Pi's favorite dog, Pokemon Stonks.
Stonks is a whale. No, he's a dog. All right, he's a dog. He's a dog. You know what? He is a sea dog.
Water ram,
I
baby.
mean, Pikachu has more of a right to a dog than a whale. Maybe. Debatable. Okay. All right.
Well, fun fact: the first whales were dogs. They evolved as terrestrial animals and then went
right.
back into the ocean.
Okay.
They're a man.
No, this is real, brother. They weren't actually dogs, but they're like, they looked like dogs.
You know what? I just.
Spicy dog.
All right, show me some 360.
Is electricity spicy? Like if you lick a battery, would
So
you
want
call
some
that
no-scopes?
spicy?
Is that what you want?
Yeah, dog.
Okay,
You
okay,
got
hold
30
on.
seconds.
Yeah.
Is
Wait,
bowling
check it out. Check it out.
next? What are we doing next?
Bowling's next.
Wait. Hold
Chad,
on.
if you want to see
See this
Spike
thing right
Vegeta,
here?
are you bowling?
Bobble.
I will be bowling as well.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, guys, watch these trick shots.
I'm
Oh,
watching.
God. Oh.
Oh, baby, a triple!
Bury me.
Wait, I gotta get the sniper rifle out for this one. Hold on.
That gave me flash.
Fuck. Okay, wait.
Oh.
This needs to be in black and white, slow-mo.
What a perfect
He
play.
walks away! He walks away! Where are you at?
Hey, please donate that Colosseum.
Oh, baby, a triple.
Uh-huh.
It's amazing that you can actually 100% this game just by doing that. I could have done that the whole time. I just wasted 3 hours.
What a fantastic
What a crank,
showcase.
dude. Yes.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, everybody. $15,200. Oh, $34 surveillance at the last second.
It's gotta be Zem!
Yo,
Zem is opening
you're
the
last
pack.
one. Let's open
Dog,
this
dog,
pack.
dog.
Read
We
the
have
donations.
$3.69 from Jack Sparty. Spratty, thank you very much. I would make the total. I wanted to make the total 69. Thank you very, very much. And we have $34 from Verlios with no comment. Thank you so much for the generosity. Going to a great cause. And we have some Pokemon cards coming up right for you.
Guesses in chat. How many dogs are going to be in the
Yeah, chat. How many dogs?
Can we get a prediction? Any mods?
There are 10 cards.
Of the 25 streams that are happening right now.
10 cards. How many of them will be dogs? 12 is a good answer. I like that. I like
12 dog? Yeah, because, I mean, if there's like, if Doug Trio, that's 3 dogs.
That's 3 dogs.
That's 3 dogs.
His name
Yeah,
is literally
Doug
Dog
Trio is
Trio.
3 dogs.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna give commentary on these dogs. You ready?
All right, what kind? Let's check them dog. Oh, so
Wow.
dogs love food floor or floor
That's
food.
one dog.
Yeah,
That's a
we're
dog.
starting with a handicapped dog.
We also have
In the
$5 from
arms
Zader.
Oh my gosh, that's a
Have
dog.
5
That's
for my
a dog.
actual dog, Bulbasaur. Thank you very much,
All
Zader.
right.
One dog.
All right. All right. So you always start
Look at
out with
these
an
dogs.
energy.
Yeah, and that's
But dogs have energy.
that's a lot
That's
of
one
energy,
dog.
Actually,
That's one dog.
2
All right.
dogs with a hot
All
dog.
right. Oh,
Flying dog.
Bert, he's got the eyes of a dog.
he does have the eyes. All right. I'll allow it. That's a dog.
a dog.
That is 100% a
There's
dog.
another dog in the back. You see the face in the top right?
I do. They have a dog pillow. Like,
Yeah.
my dog has one of those.
Yeah, 4 dogs. 4 dogs.
All right, 4 dogs.
I give that 4 dogs out of 5.
Yep, let's
Yep,
see.
yep.
That one, I can't.
Yeah, ground dog. Groundhog dog.
That's a dog.
Groundhog day.
Dogs dig.
Dogs, that's their favorite
They
thing.
do dig.
That's all I see my dogs do is
Yep.
dig.
All right. Okay.
All right. Oh.
All right.
we're
All right.
having a
All right.
dog.
That's a bird.
Big dog.
That, I'm going to have to qualify that one as a bird.
I think we can't give everything a dog, otherwise we'll get people questioning our
not a
dog
dog?
opinion.
I'm pretty sure it's a
yeah,
dog.
the integrity.
No, I
This
think
one can
it's
be
a
upside down.
I think everyone. No, okay, this one won't be.
What do we got?
Oh. Oh. Ancient Big Flying?
This
You're
next
not-
one is guaranteed to be a dog, for
Oh, okay.
sure.
We're having less luck on the dog
Yeah,
pack.
we got to be realistic here.
Okay, okay. Oh.
That's my dog.
That honestly, that's DB's dog. I think
He's
that's
just
a
a
big
chill
dog
surfer,
right
dude.
there. Dog.
He's got that dog in him. All right. That's
Whoa!
a dog. That's an apple fritter dog.
That's
Dude, dogs love apples.
yeah, it's proven. I feed them one every night.
All right. That's a bird.
Bird.
This was
Very
like the bird
dog-like,
pack.
Yeah.
A lot of birds.
If you were a bird fan,
If you love birds, is this the rare one?
Swab dog.
Swab dog. Swab dog.
lanky dog.
Apple dog.
Got them apple.
Durala dog.
That's a.
Durala
All right.
dog.
All right. All right.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what I'm looking at.
That's like a building.
yeah.
Durala dog.
This is the building booster pack.
We gotta have some level of dog here.
Oh,
all right, okay. This was the bird pack. Where's Bird?
Bird.
Bird 650. This was like 7 birds.
Thank you so much for all the generous donations. We're going to throw it to a
Yes.
quick break as we set up the next segment here, the bowling race relay something.
Bowling
We're gonna figure it
relay
out.
race. See
Stay
y'all
tuned.
soon.
It's a
Not a race.